Welcome back, everybody, to Crows of Judgment. How y'all doing tonight? Wow. I'll be honest with you guys. I was still at work, right? Because I work a full-time job, right? And I was watching the Tommy C stream. I had to cut in and out at certain points, but I have some timestamps. I wanted to just go into a couple things from it. And I sent you the link because I know that they I know you got blasted pretty hard while you're on there. If you want to jump in now, we can talk about that. Or is going to try to make it on around 11 or so, and we're going to be going over Turkey Tom's video about this because I've got a lot of problems with that video. But I do have a couple things that happened on Twitter today, and it's actually going to be relevant to the live stream with Tommy C when Keemstar came on. But let me show you this first. I guess probably the best way of doing it, and then you'll see when it becomes relevant later. But here we go. So I'm blocked by Keemstar now, which oh boy, this is what got me blocked, by the way. But just a reminder, Keem's the guy that ran false rape allegations only half a year ago from a woman who presented no evidence. Maybe there is something here, but after the Brawadis fiasco, I'm not going to take this one seriously without hard evidence. He was tweeting out that he had interviewed the French girl, right? And I have major issues when it comes to Keemstar presenting anything about sexual impropriety because I've seen him weaponize those allegations against people. Now, you can argue that that's not what he's doing. I think his best statement is, he's a news channel. He's got to be the first person on the story, which would imply that he's not actually going to go through the process of gathering evidence because he wants to rush his content out. I have major issues with that, especially when we're accusing people of things. But yeah, this got me blocked by Keemstar. And I was like, okay, buddy. And so look, I kind of understand if I was being a prick to him and calling him names and shit, but it is true. He fucked up the Brawadis situation incredibly. And this was recent too, right? We could talk about the 62-year-old guy that he accused of being a pedophile because he looked like somebody else, right? But that story was a little bit older. I didn't think it was even worth mentioning at this point because, Keemstar's owned up to fucking that one up, but then he went on to fuck this one up too. So I'm sitting there going I just don't trust you, dude. And I don't think that that's wrong of me to say. It's not like I'm going to dismiss your video outright, but you need to back it up with hard evidence. And if you have hard evidence, then I would say, well, that's perfect, right? Then we can actually address it. But if you're just going to make statements and shit, and he makes a ton in this stream with Tommy C, but there was one very specific portion I wanted to focus on. But yeah, I called him a pussy because he blocked me. Just as proof that he blocked me for that one. And again, I didn't say anything mean until it came to the blocking. So I think I'm in the right there. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, first off, let me address a couple of super chats. Sup, bro? It's Christmas Eve right now. Happy holidays. Oh my gosh, it's Christmas Eve in an hour and a half. And I promised my boss that I would go into work because he's just desperate to get a couple more things done. And I was like, okay. He's like, oh, you can leave at 1 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, well, that's good. And then the guy right underneath him, who's still my boss, comes to me and goes well, yeah, we're going to close at 4 instead. I'm like, what? Well, I got baited. I got baited so hard. So hopefully y'all have better Christmas Eve than I do. I knew Tom wouldn't just apologize. He's definitely trying to save his name because now he looks like an idiot. Yeah, I've got his video pulled up and we'll go through it. He does say some things that I'm glad he actually acknowledged. And specifically when it comes to the Kiwis comparison, I said he should have never fucking done that. But there's some stuff in relation to his original Google Doc, which, he defends during his video that I think, it's bad. It's fucking bad. Gross fact, age of consent. That is pretty gross. It is. Oh, and one final piece of news. Normally we stream Monday and Wednesday. This coming week, we're going to cut out the Wednesday stream because Augie said that he wanted to talk on a live stream, and I said, I want to talk about the Pyrocynical situation. So he said he's good to come on 10:30. We'll do it on this channel unless he wants to do it on D Live for whatever reason. But no stream Wednesday. We're going to stream on Tuesday instead. I honestly don't think Augie has the worst take on any of this. A lot of what he said, he's just said is his opinion. Which, look, if that's your opinion, let's actually talk about how you formulated it. And I'm gonna try not conversing with him on Twitter or taking any shots at him on Twitter. I know a lot of people like that, but he's already agreed to come on, and I want to just get everything out during that time frame. I'm still watching what the guy says because I do want to address a couple of things, but other than that, I think that it's I think that it'll be a good stream, and I'm going to try to be respectful if I can. Now, Sven, hello, welcome.
Hey man, how's it going? I've been stopping by often here, haven't I? Holy crap! That's the third time I've been here or something.
Do you remember how we started interacting?
Oh yeah, it wasn't good at all.
No, it wasn't. We fucking hated each other.
Yeah, we did. It's fucking funny how we got here. Holy shit, dude.
Well, I will say this: you did a video about the Diorio thing, and the first thing you said was like, "You've grown." I'll give it to you, have, because when you first did your videos, I was like, "Oh, dude, fuck this kid, this kid. I fucking hate him." But now, honestly, you have gotten better. I don't agree with you on everything I see you do in your videos, right? Just to be clear. But I think you bring up some good points. My only criticism would be I think you need to take more time in how you present it. But at the end of the day, you did bring up some good points. I think and I want to put words in your mouth, you can tell me if I'm correct or incorrect here. Your issue with Diorio was that he's leaving out all of these implications, but he's not actually saying anything, right? His response is that you're upset that you won't call him a pedo.
Yeah, well, that's what he changed it to, essentially. And then it's like, I know how Diorio works, so I'm not even sure why I was so surprised that was going to be the spin. I just didn't think he was going to make it so blatant. It's like, that's not what I was saying, but okay. All right. That's basically what he made it into, right? You want me to call Pyro a pedophile and shit. I'm like, no, man. You're implying it throughout like a lot of times during the week and shit. I'm just saying, do you have balls to actually say it? And, how our interactions with Diorio go are interesting.
Yeah, and, he blocked me today, too. But it was after we had a bit of a back and forth. Now, one thing that I will... Diorio defended Tom when D'Angelo Wallace called him out. I actually defended Tom when D'Angelo Wallace called him out because I didn't think it was fair to bring up stuff from years ago, especially because one of the things was like a parody song. And I'm like, look, man, I come from the South Park generation. Like, to me, people said so much worse shit to my face. Fucking Sen said some much worse shit directly to me, for instance, right? But I was like, look, my wife is black. When I described the situation to her, she was like, fuck that guy. But, you shouldn't ruin a kid for something that he said when he was 16, right? And that was my take on it when, D'Angelo was going at him. And I still have that take. I haven't seen him going out there doing the same shit. So I kind of feel like the racism claims are unfair. But at the end of the day, that's always been my opinion. If you guys feel differently about it, it is just an opinion at this point. You can... unfortunately. Now, talking about the live stream, a couple things came up. I've had the same views on this situation from the get-go. Okay, they have not changed. I've been talking about it since November when the accusations came out. I read through his Reddit response when it first came out, and I actually did a video talking about how, like, dude, the Reddit response, he's not lying in it. I point out some parts where I thought were, a bit disingenuous, but it's not full of lies and misinformation. Yeah, that was such a stupid thing to make those claims on, and that's what his Turkey Tom's Google Doc was about. But you had an interaction with Diorio. You said that he took my points, right?
Right.
And he was saying the same stuff because they were saying that Pyrocynical took Diorio's points. And this really weird interaction happened, which led to me getting blocked by him. I was like, look, I'm not accusing you of stealing my points. I don't think you should be accusing Pyrocynical of taking your points, right? And he said before, Pyrocynical repeated the same points that he was making, and he goes like, "We're not sharing." It was weird, right? Because he goes, "We're just it's just an opinion. That's not plagiarism." Like you literally accused the guy of watching your stream and repeating what you said as his own words. That's literally fucking plagiarism. And I was like, I don't think that's fair. I think that you looked at the evidence provided, you just came to the correct conclusion, like I was doing from the get-go. Does that mean you watch my stuff? I know you watched my fucking video and you left a comment saying that it was satirically bad with no points worth responding to. I think at one point during the stream, he goes like, I barely watched the video. I was like, oh, okay, which is fine. But yeah, I don't understand what your argument is because look, other people have come to me to say that you're accusing Pyrocynical of ripping off what you said and that that's how people are taking it. That's kind of how it looks like. And you said now that that's not what you're saying, that you're just saying like you came to the correct conclusion and that you're right. I go like, okay. I mean, you're not saying that. You're implying something completely different, or at least that's what other people are getting from what you're saying. So I'm sure the response will just be, oh, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. They're all idiots. They're liquid brains, power stands, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, apparently I'm a Pyro fan now because Tommy did a whole fucking stream dedicated to me and he labeled it as the dumbest Pyro fan and Nicholas Diorio hit him like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? Like, all this because I shat on Nick, that's all? Like, really? Come on, man. Initially, he didn't even want me on. It wasn't until that the Linet dude kind of said it on live, and then at that point, Tommy couldn't say no because then he'd look like a bitch.
Well, I was telling you, like he's told you to come on, just fucking go.
Yeah, well, at that point, I was like, all right, cool. No, I told Tommy from the get-go, bro, it would be a missed opportunity to not have me on, and he was like, no, I'm gonna make fun of you, ha ha ha. But then Linet, kind of.
I have plenty of nice tea for tonight's stream, so
nice. Yeah. So I ended up going on, and it was a fun time for me, but for Tommy, he was just getting a little too worked up, And
he got really pissed with you. I was like, dude,
I'm like, why? I came here to have a good time.
Sen does this all the time, dude. Don't like if you're gonna like comment on his videos, say all this shit about him, and then have him come on and go like, oh, look at the way you're behaving. I'm like, you've been ripping on the guy for like an hour.
Was. And it's like, I didn't even come in blaze of glory. I was just like, yo, what's up, guys? I'm with the commentary gods now, apparently. I'm a big deal enough. And then I'm having a good time, And Tommy is just, oh my God, he's fuming, Crow. He's so fucking pissed off at me. I'm like, what the fuck did I do to this guy,
Well, I'm drinking oolong tea with some milk in it, just to be clear.
Actually,
I like healthy teas. Yes. No, I thought it was weird. I thought the whole fucking thing was weird because I'm like, you're straight up ripping on the guy, clowning on him. Why would you expect something different when he comes on? Like, come on. And Diorio did the same thing about your video on him, where he was kind of fucking crying about him. Like, dude.
Well, here's my. I think, Crow. Yeah. I think they thought I was like gonna do because. Just the typical, oh my God, I'm in the presence of legends kind of thing and let their clout kind of I don't know, scare me or make me, whatever the fuck. I guess they're used to that, but I'm just like, no, dude, you're just like a fat Italian dude. Well, both of you actually are like fat Italian dudes. And that's pretty much all you are. Like, and
well,
so
you didn't get your Keemstar moment.
Yeah, so, fucking
like, what the
Tommy was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna drag Keemstar while he's here because I don't want to give him that I'm like, bro, how much of a fucking ego do you got? I mean, Keem is kind of a legend, right? Let's be honest, but even still, like, it's like,
I've had a lot of criticism for Keemstar on this. I I wouldn't take it as a moment to be on stream with Keemstar in relation to this shit because, like, dude, he's consistently gotten these claims wrong. Consistently. Yeah. And, you know, during the stream, and I got these timestamps pulled up, so let's go into them. Because, yeah, there's some really bad fucking takes from Keemstar on this whole thing. And I don't have all of this dedicated to Keem. I got like 4 timestamps that I want to just... 4 timestamps I wanted to address. The first one is actually something that I said, and I'm going to apologize to Diorio here, right? Because I have been told by others that Diorio refuses to actually call out or condemn Ethan Ralph. He said during the stream he has been highly critical of Ethan Ralph over his, you know, being double the age of this 17-year-old that he kept chatting with until she turned 18, where he immediately like fucked her and shit. Yeah. Now, my thing is, I don't look at that and say, well, that's okay, right? Like, to me, that's highly fucking immoral. Is it legal? Yes, but we're talking about morality because, you know, they've made this argument about morality. I don't know many people that sit there and, you know, look, want to be engaged with people that are, you know, 36, 37, you know, going into their fucking 40s, waiting for someone to turn 18 so they can fuck them. Right? I don't know very many people that are okay with that. I don't think that that's a very moral thing to be fucking doing. Yeah. And I take major issues with it, far more than I take with this 3 to 4 year fucking age gap with someone who's at age of consent. Tom's thing is, well, 16's a minor no matter what, even though, you know, the majority of our states say that it's okay to engage sexually with a 16-year-old, which to me, I understand. I prefer it was 18 across the board. But if it's not, then you can't sit there and say, well, everybody's on my side. It's clearly not the case. Like, what, 34 of our states are 16. We have another handful that are at 17. And the minority is actually 18. It's weird to me. It is. And our laws are a little bit more nuanced when it comes to things like sexting and sharing pornographic images and stuff like that. But I find it very weird that, you know, age of consent to actually have sex with someone at 16 in so many states.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting and weird at the same time because it almost seems like people don't really look at this and actually think about it, you know. Oh, yeah, it's really shining the light on it, I think. Just a bit. It's interesting.
And again, if his state age of consent is 16, then he's following the law, right? And, you know, when they bring up this argument with this French girl, I'll see if I can find the actual, if somebody has it, if they could send to me on Twitter or Discord. DM.
What even is it with this French girl thing that I'm hearing? It's supposed to be like the death blow to Pyro or something. I don't know.
So originally, this argument shifted so many times, but, you know, Keemstar back in 2016 tried to imply that he was in this improper relationship with a 15-year-old who was then 14, who was then 13. You know, obviously, Pyrocynical pointed out the guy can't get the fucking age right. But, you know, they are condemning him because they say he didn't really acknowledge that she existed and everything. I was like, why would he fucking even address it if you can't get the age right? Like, now, he's admitted that the messages are true. Yeah. But if you read the message, the one that Keemstar sent out and retweeted recently, he says, I told you I'd be okay waiting until you're 16. She goes, yeah, but you didn't. She's clearly not happy, and it really does sound like Pyrocynical brushed her off. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand how you're saying, well, that this is similar to the Ivory thing, because one thing Keemstar says during the stream is that he has no evidence, he has no proof, he literally just has this girl's statement. And then in the stream with Tommy C, he goes like, well, I mean, it's basically been confirmed he was engaging with a 14-year-old. I'm like, what? You didn't do that. She says that, but you have nothing. You don't have like text messages or anything.
You don't have receipts.
And I don't trust you because you fucked up the Brawadis situation based on just what somebody said. And that was a big fuck up, and that was recent, man. So again, all that proves is that he's not willing to engage with someone who's not at age of consent. And now we're talking about a 3-year fucking age gap. So I don't know, because, you know, And I remember during the chat, like, because Edwin's generation jumped in, people were like, well, you know, seniors are like 18 in high school, and you know they hook up with like sophomores,
yeah,
who tend to be 15,
yep.
15 to 16. So you're talking about 17 to 18. It happens. It does over here. Now, school's a bit different in the UK because I understand you graduate at 16, you go to university, 17 to 18. But
at that age, you're considered like a college student or something. It's weird.
Yeah, but we're way off track on this morality argument. And if the thing is like a bunch of people online agree with me, holy hell, is that a bad statement?
Yeah, right? Well, that works against them now because, like, if we want to use that, then a bunch of people are against Tom. Like, did you see Tom's video got fucking ratioed to hell today? So, you know, obviously people aren't agreeing with Tom, and then, you know, Augie got kind of ratioed a little bit. So it's like the majority thing isn't always, you know, accurate. Well, yeah, so they should never rely on that.
All the Pyrocynical fans like Liquid Brains, and, you know, I can't use the R word anymore because I'll get fucking yelled at by my wife is really pissed off when I say it, so I'm not going to do it anymore because, holy shit, she's the only person who I'm not going to offend. But yeah, no, like that's a bunch of people, right? So if your argument is, well, a bunch of people agree with you, a bunch of people disagree with you too. I don't think that's a strong case. Yeah. And again, if we're protecting these relationships under law in like 30 plus states, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think that you have it there. But let me play this one clip to start with, okay? Because, look, I'm going to apologize to Diorio in the sense that I've been told that he has not been critical. He says he has. I'm going to take him at his word, okay? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen him actually do any sort of content on the fact that Ethan Ralph was arrested for revenge porn, but he says he has. I'm not going to be the type of person that sits there and like argue something that I cannot prove. I just haven't seen it. I'm going to take him as someone who wouldn't outright lie, though. Right? I think he's disingenuous at certain points, but I don't think he's someone who would outright lie.
Well, so, I mean, I want to point this out. You're talking about the Oreo, right? I mean, he literally said I stole somebody's thumbnail, right? Without reading the full context. Proclaimed this for over like 3 hours, then went on Twitter and just completely tried to, like, when I said, no, I actually didn't because of this, and you left this out, he was just like, stop talking about it and shit. He'd ever clarified or anything. He just kept saying, oh, he stole this guy's thumbnail. And
I mean, you saw an image on Google, you put some text over it. I understand the argument. And one thing that weirded me out was, like, you did change the thumbnail, and he started laughing about it. I'm like,
well, that was his big victory, though. You know,
I mean, like, dude, if he's like, people make mistakes, right? If he corrected it within like a short period of time, what do you want me to say, man? Like, I think that
frame. Was like he does the framing shit. Like he just frames it in a way where he's like, well, at the end of the day, I'll still get the W, or I can still make it look like I got the W. Because then it went from, oh, you're a terrible person for doing this, to, haha, I won because I shamed you into changing it. I'm like, okay.
And the guy did comment at you, and your initial response was like, hey, I'll give you credit if you want it.
Oh, I had it credited. That's another thing. The guy didn't have a problem with it. I talked to him in Twitter DMs. He was like, yeah, I don't fucking care. So I don't get the big deal about it. But, you know, that's what Nick does. So, yeah, I don't think he...
No, I get it. Let me play this clip because this is more directed at Tommy, and, you know, Keemstar's in the call at this point, so he didn't say anything either. But you're talking about two grown men around the same age as Ethan Ralph who see no issues with waiting till someone's talking to someone when she's 17, waiting till she's 18 to fuck her.
No.
Morally speaking, I'm not making a legal argument at all. Let me just get that straight. Morally speaking, I'm not comfortable with that. You're talking about generations apart from each other, while you're condemning somebody else for being within the same generation, all over 16 and 18. And again, I don't see a massive difference between someone who's 16 and 18, especially in this country where, you know, most 18-year-olds are still highly dependent on their parents.
Yeah.
Be shit. Their fan base is like, oh, well, they said sorry. Oh, well, they might kill themselves. There's always these excuses and stuff.
You got pushed back on Lion Maker initially, correct? if I'm not mistaken.
What's that?
You initially, when you went after Winemaker, which was probably your best work, you got pushback in the early stages, correct? Because now everybody knows Winemaker.
Wait a minute, Tommy. In the chat, 3-year age gap, and Diorio hasn't called out Ethan Ralph, who waited for a 17-year-old to turn 18
She's an
to
adult.
fucking get her pregnant.
Okay. Again, like I'm playing that full thing as far as like, Diorio calling me out because I was told that you haven't. I haven't seen you do it, and I do kind of watch your content, but I'm going to take you at your word there. My issue is, as soon as I say that, like, dude, Ethan Ralph is twice the age of this girl when she's 17, immediately waits for her to turn 18 so you can fuck her. Yeah, most people aren't comfortable with that, dude. Your same fucking argument, right? I personally find it a moral issue to do that sort of thing. Yeah, I'm 30. Even when I was like a little bit younger, I didn't want to engage with people that were that much of an age difference from me because you're talking about maturity, you're talking about someone who's highly dependent on people, and that entire situation with Ethan Ralph is so much worse because like he literally tries isolating her from her parents and saying shit like your parents don't want anything to do with you, your parents aren't going to give you anything, and she's like, I don't know if you've seen those text messages, but they are fucking creepy as shit. And this is also that he can get her into a three-way and shit. Like, morally speaking, that's far worse than anything you're accusing Pyrocynical of. But according to Tommy C, it's all okay because the moment they turn 18, I mean, it could be like the day after and just, fuck it, right? He'd have a fucking go. Look, my kid, right? If I find out that, my kid turns 18, they're going to be, fucking someone who's like going into their 40s. Yeah, I'd beat the living shit out of that guy. No joke. I'd beat the ever-loving shit out of that guy. I don't care if I'm fucking 60, 70 years old. I get out of my fucking walker and bash his fucking face in with it. Just to be clear. Just to be clear. That's how I feel about it morally. But yeah. Anyways, let me play the next clip. Sen's going to be right back. But let's see here. Let me get the next timestamp for everybody. So 41. We'll go through this one quick because I know a lot of people are here to see me react to the Turkey Tom video.
Because I'm always right. Those that are always wrong, your opinion means nothing. So,
I will say this, the Pyro fans, especially out of, and I think you can point the finger at a lot of them, especially in Reddit, they're the ones that really push that Ivory was lying. And I think there's a certain amount of group criticism goes around. Now, certainly not every Pyro fan, but I mean, they're the ones that pushed that he was clout chasing, he was lying, that the DMs aren't true.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. Pyro was pushing that Ivory lied, that Ivory was clout chasing.
Well, that's true. After he felt,
they followed suit.
But they gave him. No. Let me.
Okay. Pyrocynical, to my understanding, never actually calls him a clout chaser, but I guess their argument is that he pointed out that Ivory never took issues with any other person within the same age range engaging in this erotic roleplay with him, and pointed out that Ivory was engaged in it with other individuals and was seeking to start those conversations with other individuals, and that he's only singling him out. Yeah, it's a relevant fucking topic when his original Reddit post is in regards to fucking grooming, which Ivory still says he's a groomer and has recently called him a predator. Yeah, it's fucking relevant. You want to say, oh, he made this all about clout chasing? That? Shut the fuck up. He's talking about a guy who's accused him of being a groomer based on stuff that he was doing with other fucking people. That you want to fucking sit there and say, well, that's clearly on Pyro. He misbehaved, and that's wrong. He's being accused of being a groomer by a guy who cannot define it, who says he was in a call with other people running it by them, who fucking Tommy C held his fucking hand through the fucking allegation in the second interview, right? If you've watched that, I think it's just fucking embarrassing. I don't get that that's your fucking statement. He's clearly talking about an allegation of fucking grooming at this point. Now, I know that a lot of these fucking commentary channels still fucking writing this shit are going off on saying stuff like, oh, well, nobody serious is pushing grooming anymore. The The fucking accuser is doing it. Does he not matter at all in this situation now? Because, well, we're not saying it anymore. That's his fucking accusation. And to be clear here, right? The response, right, from Reddit, okay? I'll switch back to this. Don't worry, guys. But let me just pull this up, right? This document presented by Turkey Tom was meant to discredit the Reddit post. The Reddit post is regarding accusations of grooming, and he puts at the very fucking top proving Pyrocynical's guilt. Okay? And I understand that at the very fucking bottom, where is it? Fucking verdict or something, right? Gosh, sorry. Here we go. Sorry. Is Pyrocynical a groomer? What page are we fucking on? 16. Okay, on page 16, he finally says, well, I first stated no. After these new leaks, I don't feel comfortable saying no. This is part of Turkey Tom's response to Pyrocynical, where he says, well, I left it open for interpretation. How the fuck do you leave it open for interpretation when you say you've proven his fucking guilt, then guide people through all this fucking evidence, right? And then on page 16, you say, well, I didn't definitively state it. The fuck, man? That's so fucking disingenuous. It's not even funny. That's so fucking disingenuous. It's not even fucking funny. And these guys are apparently totally fucking okay with it, right? Oh, fuck. Holy shit. God damn. I have some nice tea tonight. Fuck. Yeah, okay, so let me see if I can find the next timestamp in here. Okay. The second one I'm gonna play one more, and then the second one I play after that is gonna regard the French girl and Keemstar's shocking, damning new evidence based on the shit from fucking 2016. But let's see. I'm right around the point actually over here. So this is skipping through the Senpai stuff. I suggest watching it because how fucking triggered these guys get is hilarious. But there is something, again, I think I pulled it up already with Sen being here. Sen, if you're back, say something. But Sen pointed out that, I've been making these points for a while. Diorio watched my video, said it was satirically bad with no points worth responding to. And then his response is, well, I said it first. Dude, all I'm going to say to that shit is I think that we both looked at the fucking evidence available. We came to the same conclusion. I haven't changed my opinion on this since fucking November, right? But I think that that's just what the case was all along. That's all I was trying to get across to Diorio on Twitter when he fucking blocked me. Now, to be fair, I mentioned, not to get too heated because of his blood pressure. But, he was in the same fucking chat saying that he couldn't really speak about Sen because that would be ableism. So I think we get what the implication is. And yeah, he likes to engage in implications about people rather than direct statements. So make of that what you fucking will.
Bro, no, I'm sorry. Step back for a minute and look at the real world. You take this situation and you put it in front of normal people. Pyro is guilty.
Yeah, he's not getting a job. I mean, I said it myself. He's not getting a job out of YouTube. But I mean, I do a YouTube show. I have to talk about the optics of the whole situation. Optically, it was good, and I think Turkey Tom's getting while there's a couple minor mistakes. It doesn't change the fact of what Pyro did, and he tried to bury this kid Ivory. Before he apologized to him. When that didn't work, he apologized to him. We've talked about all things, but I tell you something, I'm never going to be comfortable saying you're a pedophile 100% from a moral perspective, and for the fact that I can't handle $1 million lawsuit.
Okay, so I honestly, I do feel like Tommy C wants to just call him a pedo, but just based on the I can't handle $1 million lawsuit comment at the end there. But, he could just be playing up to his audience.
Okay, I'm back. How's it going? Yeah, I have to get a little bit of food. I've been hungry, man. I haven't eaten all day.
You're fine. So, look, Tommy C throwing that comment in at the end there. I mean, yeah, the implication would be that you think the guy's a fucking pedophile. But, you know, like I said, it could just be you playing up to your audience. That's not really what I wanted to focus on, honestly. It was, you know, trying to bury Ivory. The case was always going to be a he said. I know people say he said, she said, but two dudes. Let's not misgender anybody. It's always been he said. It's always been he's claiming this and Pyrocynical's claiming that. Yeah, at the end of the day, character becomes a part of it. And look, the only thing I can say to that is Ivory's character in this is highly fucking questionable from the fact that he will not call out people that he was engaging in this exact same conversations with while saying that Pyrocynical was grooming him. After saying definitively on Tommy C's own show that there was nothing ever about real life stuff, exchanging nudes, anything of that nature, which would justify a claim of fucking grooming. So yeah, I mean, that becomes fucking relevant. Now you want to say he was trying to fucking bury him and shit. I said, like, look, there are clear attacks on Ivory in that Reddit post, but what do you call it when you accuse someone of being a groomer and you cannot even fucking define what that is? That's
stupidity.
It's a fucking attack on the guy. It's an attack on his character. And then he said, at the end of the day, it comes down to what you make of these two individuals. So if you want to say that's burying him, I'm sorry, but like, how is he supposed to respond? Everything Ivory said is true. Now let me address these allegations. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, how would you handle it, I guess, is what I want to know. Hindsight being 2020 and all, you must have a very worked out response on how you would have personally handled these allegations. But, you know, Pyrocynical has apologized to Ivory, and Ivory said, fuck the apology, because, you know, he's not agreeing with what I'm saying. Okay. So at the end of the day, unless Pyrocynical agrees with everything Ivory is claiming and does not point out the flaws in his statements or the misinformation or the issues with the grooming allegation, well, then it's not a sincere apology. How the fuck does that work for you? I don't know. I don't fucking know. These guys are smarter than me, though.
Clearly. I love that Tommy was getting so, like, you know how he was getting really upset, right? He was like coming to me and saying, you think you're the smartest guy in the room, don't you? I'm like, bro, no. Like, chill. Like, do I come off like that, Crow? Do I think I'm the smartest guy in the room?
I think you can be a snarky bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can be a snarky bitch.
Yeah, we have that in common at least, you know.
If your response to anyone being critical of you, and it has been from Tommy specifically, that you're a pyro stan or a fanboy or any of this shit, I'm sorry, but like, fuck off, dude. That's clearly acting like you're smarter than everybody else in this fucking room. And look, man, Turkey Tom's document was poorly put together. Okay, it was. And I was willing to say things like, it could just be incompetence where he's already got this narrative in his head. He already has something he believes, and he's working through evidence to support his pre-established notion, which a lot of people do. It's not criticism. I think a lot of that is human nature. But after that video, I got to say, it comes across as just malice. It does come across as malice. And we're going to see, like, I'll point out the parts where he accuses Pyrocynical of something and then kind of does the exact same thing towards Pyrocynical. Send talk to Diorio on Discord.
How?
I don't know. Talk to him.
What is this? Like, am I gonna send him a friend request and be like, "Hey Nick, talk to me, girlfriend," something like that? I mean, Tommy kicked me out of his fucking stream, right? Nick still wanted to talk. I from what I saw. But Tommy was just too much of a hothead and kicked me out, like, you know. Well, yeah, and also, here's another thing. I don't think Nick wants to talk to me I don't think Nick wants to talk to me. Well, if he blocked me. He blocked me again. Yeah.
On Twitter or Discord? Because he said he was going to unblock you for.
Yeah. He blocked me again like a bitch on Twitter.
Well, I mean, he said he was going to. He said he was going to unblock you for a second. So.
Oh no, I must have not heard that. But all I said to him, I was like, oh, he fucking shat all over Kiwi Farms. Right, and the Blood Sports. I was like, that is a legendary take. Maybe that's why he blocked me, because, you know, he's scared. He accused me
of being like an IBS Kiwi Farms reject. I'm like, first off, I didn't actually understand what IBS was.
Internet Blood Sports.
I've had plenty of fucking issues with Kiwi Farms. Like I've talked about them on stream, and I was actually warned not to do that. But I've had plenty of issues with fucking Kiwi Farms, dude. They posted some fake ass shit about me and tried to dox me along with 6 other fucking people on the farm. Like the fuck? Like what the fuck? And I don't expect him to understand that all that stuff's going on. I really don't expect him to look into me at all. That's perfectly fine. But you fucking immediately try to like dissuade a fucking argument or criticism by claiming, "Oh, you're just a stan. You're just a fanboy. You're reaching." Shut the fuck up.
You know what? I do want to make one statement though, Crow. Like at this point, I think this can apply to you as well. At this point, for me right now, I'll talk for myself. I'm gonna use the same logic that these guys use now at this point in time. I'm not gonna waste my time with channels that are smaller that are trying to be like capos for these guys. I've already got their attention for whatever reason. I would have been perfectly fine not getting their attention. But since I got their attention, I'm going to hold myself up to a higher standard this time. No, I will not fucking address you if you are not at the level that they are. I don't care. Want to call it cloud chasing? Sure. I really could give 2 shits. But
I don't get the argument.
I know my worth at this point. I'm not doing the same, oh, yes, I'm going to hear everyone out now. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't get the argument of sub count. Look, let me be clear. I'm very happy that we've gotten a lot of new subscribers recently, and I do appreciate that. But I've never gotten the argument of sub count meaning shit. Like, no offense to Diorio. He's obviously a much larger channel than I am.
Diorio and Tommy obviously want to flex that, and so does Keem to an extent. Did you hear what he said? The whole thing. Keem can, and these guys are just like,
right? Yeah. And the thing is, I think a lot of people on YouTube actually know who Keemstar is, right? Yeah. Even if they're not involved in commentary, but these other guys, you literally need to be in these circles in terms of like watching commentary to know who they are. Like, if I ever hit 40K subs or anything close to that, or anything over that amount, I'm not going to sit there and act like I'm a big shot. Like, because you wouldn't be. You're not like a house.
You know what? Another thing, Crow. You know what else Tommy said that made me give he gave me the impression this guy thinks he's really hot shit, right? Because he's friends with Keem. You know what he said? He was like, "Don't you talk over me, bitch. Who the fuck are you?"
Well, I mean, it's his show.
Well, yeah, but like, you're not gonna trash me for over 30 minutes and expect me not to be a little hostile. You know, I wasn't even that hostile, to be fair. If you saw the video, I'm just not gonna let a fat Italian man talk over me after dissing me for like 30+ minutes. Get the fuck out of here.
It went on for a pretty long time.
Like, get the fuck out of here, mate. You think I'm one of your little boys, your little bitches? Hell no.
Sen is the only one I know that'll go on your show. Shut the fuck up on your own show. Sen wants to take over. Yeah, like.
To be fair, Sen's always had that fucking attitude.
He's always done that. Yeah.
And now it's more refined, you know.
Well, I mean, it's honest. Like, I always say this, right?
It was entertaining.
Sen went into a chat with 4 people that have been clowning on him nonstop, right?
Well,
and took it all. I gotta admit, you got some fucking balls to do that.
No one in their fucking group can say Sen doesn't have balls because he showed the fuck up like he always does. But
after like fucking almost an hour fucking crucifying him. So I gotta say,
and I'm going for round 2, I'm guessing, because apparently I still got to go to Augie's on Tuesday to his D-Line shit, right? I'm going to talk to the legendary Linead, whoever that is. He's a pretty bright kid from what I can see, because Tommy made this comment about how Diesel Patches was in the call, right? So he said Diesel Patches was in the call, and he just blabbed and blah blah, and then Linead kind of made him walk it back, and he was, well, actually no, Diesel wasn't in the call, Tommy, and then Tommy was like, oh shit, okay, well, the sidestep, you know what I mean? So
he's been speaking a lot, man. Like
Tommy,
yeah,
no, man, he is, man.
It's unfortunate.
I'll still fuck with his show, right? But it's he's a fucking...
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, we're just in disagreement on this point. It's not like I sit there and I think Tommy C's a piece of shit and you should never watch him. There's a reason why I was watching his stream, even though it was about Sen, right? Like, I still enjoy the guy's content. I do. I disagree with him on his takes here. I think he's fucked up a lot, right? But if you are a fan of Tommy C's and you like what we're talking about here, please don't think this is us saying don't watch his show. Like, watch it. If you like Diorio, watch his content. If you like Augie, like Turtle, she regularly watches their streams and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But she's a big fan of Augie's. I got no issues with that. Watch all the content that you can. Watch differing viewpoints. Watch differing opinions. Get as much in as you can. Try not to stick into just one fucking circle on shit, because it's going to lead to you saying some really stupid shit.
Yeah, you're going to be idiots. Yeah.
Now, this is the point I want to bring up from Keemstar, and it's in relation to this French girl and everything. And this is a point where I agree with Tommy C and Diorio when they bring it up.
For Tom. He put stupid shit in there, and it gave Pyro the ability to like hold on to it like for dear life.
Okay, good point. All right, so what I'm saying is, what is the plausible deniability for e-dating a 14-year-old when you're 18? He said in his Reddit post in 2016 that nothing sexual happened. And when I spoke to her, she also confirmed that no nudes took place. They obviously didn't meet each other in real life, right? So, he can frame a relationship where they're boyfriend and girlfriend, calling each other boyfriend and girlfriend, saying that they're together. He can frame that as saying, well, we are just friends. For a person of color,
I suppose, but there's another part to this too. If he didn't do anything sexual, and she backs that up, and there wasn't even any dirty talk. I mean, it's going to be a dead issue, and not just in Pyro's fans' eyes, but most people in general. 14, 18, freshman, senior.
I don't. Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, the part.
Okay, I don't. 14, 18 is freshman, senior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but your issue is 20 and 16. That's the exact same age gap.
It's the same age gap, yeah. But like, I don't know. Like, one's out of high school, one's not.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that's the perspective.
I mean, I get it, but like, how does your brain work that way? Right? We're talking about the same generation of people, right?
Bro, I went on this hunt because I was curious about France's consent laws after this French girl.
That really weirded me out, by the way.
Yeah, it weirded you out. I went on this hunt and like I'm like, did you know the age of consent in France used to be 13 and they changed it in 1945?
Whoa.
It wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
The age of consent in Japan is 13. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I'm like, I'm gonna stick to Florida. I'll just stick to Florida. Like, I'm not reading this shit. I'm not looking at any more shit. I'm tired of this shit. Like,
you went on you were like on a hunt. Like, okay, let's see what the actual laws are. And you said that to me, and I was like, oh my god! Like, it weirded me the fuck out. I was like, dude, people in France, go eat yourselves. Like,
dude, fuck? I was curious. I was like, so what's the significance? Like, what are the legal systems over there anyway? And I'm like, I regret stuff, but whatever, fuck it.
Yeah,
like, got answers, man. That's what you got to do. Got to look for them.
As far as the stuff with the French girl, and I agree with Diorio. I agree with I agree with Tommy C here, and I think Diorio said the same stuff. Like, if you don't actually have any proof anything sexual was going on here, it's a dead fucking issue. And if you do have the proof, then present it. And look, if it's real, I'll fucking call them out, right? But I didn't get how Tommy C just said 18 and 14, that's senior and freshman. Okay, here's the thing, dude. Most people don't like just immediately end their relationships once they graduate from high school either. So that's why I've been saying, like, from the start, this is not anything out of the fucking ordinary.
Yeah.
I've been saying this from the fucking start. It's not. You went on this fucking tirade about how it's deeply fucking immoral, and then you go 18 and 14. There's no issue with that. The fuck?
Am I the only one that kind of annoyed that it took Keemstar 4 years to interview the fucking French girl? Like, I guess it was important now, but not back then. I don't know. Maybe that's a bold fucking statement for me to make. But I'm like, you find out the guy's talking to like a fucking very young teenager, and you don't bother to interview until like now when it's like, a good opportune time to jump on something.
Yeah, I just, again,
took a little long there. Yes, 4 years.
The thing is, like, earlier
it's
in
the same
there,
as the age gap. There's nothing wrong with that.
Earlier in the stream, though, Keemstar and Tommy C were basically going like, well, I mean, it's basically confirmed at this point he was engaging with her when she was 14. I was like, well, you haven't fucking confirmed that. Show me a text with some dates on it, and I'll fucking give it to you. But to be clear, Keemstar fucked it up originally when he said 15, 14, 13, 4 years ago. Now he's sitting there going, "Oh, it's been confirmed because she told me so." Bro, Wattis, you fucking idiot. This was like months ago. We're not talking about like a year or something. It was literally fucking months ago. Learn your fucking lessons, dude. He goes on about how he wants to be right all the time. Okay, man, you can either be first or you can be right.
Somebody actually left you a comment. Did you get it? Because they commented to me thinking I was you, I believe.
Lol.
Yeah, go figure. It's the fucking... Yeah, go figure. I'll read it. I'm not going to name their name because I don't want them to... Because they deleted it. And I guess they realized I wasn't you. I don't know what the problem was, but they deleted it. Let me see if I find it.
Are they mad?
I don't know. They're mad. Like, okay. They said, "Hey, dude, in regards to your Keem video, he's been right more often than he was wrong. Basher, Romeo, Toby Toner, etc. Then you bring up the old man drama despite it being his team that writes his script and him reaching out to apologize barely 2 hours later. Get your shit together." And then they're like, "I'm only writing it here so you can see it." And then they deleted it. So they must have realized I'm not you.
Well, to be fair, like I said, that I'm not going to bring up the old man stuff in this argument. But the Brawatis thing was literally months ago.
The Toby Toner thing, I don't know.
Well, as far as like the Brawatis stuff goes, yeah, he did eventually delete it. But after consistently defending his actions, like during that fucking drama, which he decided to upload, that girl's laughing. That girl's literally laughing as she goes over the story of sexual assault. And I'm like, how the fuck?
He took it down because they ratted on him, saying that he kind of like told them what to say or some shit like that. We covered it. It's a video we did. No,
that's my point though. Yeah. If he's coaching people, right, and it's over someone that he dislikes, now I can understand him saying something like, "Well, I just wanted to make sure that we had their story straight." Fine, but like, bro, you got outed as fucking coaching people. These people said like this was false and that you were pushing it. All I'm saying is I want actual evidence before I just take you at your word or take somebody else at their word when they're on your show. Yeah. I just want actual evidence before I take it seriously. That's not me saying like you're wrong 100%. Just I'm not going to take it as fact until you present actual evidence. Same thing I've had, the same stance with the fucking Pyrocynical thing. If anyone has proof that he definitively knew 15, right?
Well, this whole thing... I'm sorry, go ahead. Finish, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, they go like, well, it can never be proven. It's like, well, hold on. Ivory showed him his profile when he was 16, showed it to him, and he's not denying that. So we can at least confirm that at one point, Ivory did want to tell him his age. So, I mean, it's like, I don't know what you want me to say. Now, when Augie comes on Tuesday, I do want to bring this point up with him. Like, how is he establishing that he feels like he knew he was 15, that Ivory was 15 at the time? Because so far, all I've got is one tweet, which he could have seen, which, Turkey Tom does acknowledge, right? It wasn't proper to have it in his Google Doc. Yeah. But the Ida situation, like you're trusting an aim, like let's say that they're the bestest of best buddies. You're trusting an amoral person who sees no issues with this to inform their best buddy of something they don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I was going to say on top of that, the Just Destiny situation where he gets into the call with a mass amount of YouTubers and then they're trying to see if he's like a pedo and shit. Like that whole situation. That's the kind of same vibes I'm sort of getting.
Who the fuck is Just Destiny?
YouTuber.
Long story, buddy.
Yeah.
Story. Okay.
Yeah.
But this is not me trying to say that Keemstar is 100% a liar and the worst person in the world. I think honestly, Ethan Klein probably takes the cake there. But I will not trust what comes out of Keemstar's mouth unless he backs it up with evidence.
Yeah.
But
otherwise, it's just gossip.
You know what the funny thing is, though, as well on that point, Tommy C. even, I don't know, did you watch the entire thing where Tommy is like, Keem, you're a Keemstar, so you're allowed to get some things wrong, okay? I feel like there's something like that. And I'm like, the fuck are you saying? How is Keemstar allowed to get shit wrong? He should be the one that gets shit like the least wrong.
Well, I mean, you got 4 million subs. You got a team of fucking writers, and you got people who can do the research for you. if anyone has the ability to get this shit right, it's fucking
Keemstar. Yeah, but
Keemstar. Like,
fucking
dude, come on.
Tommy.
You're gonna say people are gonna fucking criticize you for getting it wrong.
Tommy cobbling that cock of Keemstar. Was I allowed to say that, by the way?
It doesn't matter.
Does it matter? Does it matter? Oh, yeah. Fuck. My bad.
It's whatever, man. It's whatever.
Yeah, no, but again, like, I fuck you, Rev. Seriously, fuck you.
What did I say?
I'm pretty sure Rev's older than me. I'm pretty sure he's older than me.
Yo, Rev, I saw Augie try to shit on you on Twitter. I don't know why Augie doesn't like you. Like, why is he so angry at you? I don't get it. He just called Rev the R word, just like randomly. He said you're chaotically up.
He does it all the time.
Well, yeah, no, he does. Actually, today he was like, honestly, Pyro stands are a bunch of Fs, and I was like, okay, I know what that stands for, dude. Like, cut it the fuck out.
Oh yeah. Augie.
That was like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? And again, this. Okay, I'll take one cheap shot here, and I know the person who said it, right? And I appreciate you and I love you, but the kid who does not have a girlfriend and streams out of his closet should not be calling anyone gay or an F. Like, I can't say it on the fucking stream because that'll be hate speech. But you really should. Of all fucking people, dude, you should really not be saying it.
You know, that's also the biggest mystery because Augie's not a bad-looking dude, right?
Oh my god, here we go.
Like, I can understand Bo Blacks or Nick or you know, but Augie's not a bad-looking dude, you know.
You know, honestly, son, I kind of feel like you got a thing for Augie.
Yo, me and him would hit the clubs or whatever, right? And we get mad girls. You know what I mean? It'd be a good time, you know, our suits and whatnot. Have you seen Augie in a suit? That guy cleans up nice.
I'm pretty sure if you and him hit the clubs, Augie would take a sip of his drink and just go, oh.
Probably.
We would hear a whole fucking expose.
I have no idea why Augie dislikes you. Bro, you give him the biggest compliments that I've ever heard anyone give him.
I do.
Oh, you do. Like, I'm like, what the fuck, man? And he hates you. He fucking hates you.
Oh yeah, he does. He does.
He hates Steve, man, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Steve's never spoken to him.
Okay, let me highlight this one thing really quick. Because AJ Gamer, I do see you in here, and some people have shown me this and or mentioned it to me too. I believe that Ivory genuinely believes that he was used by Pyro and not trying to get clout. However, at this point, the things that he tried to justify as predatory behavior seem more like degenerate RPs than actual attempts to sexually advance on him by Pyro. It seems like Ivory misinterpreted what Pyro actually intended, and now that his claims are starting to get questioned again, he's starting to double down. The guy needs actual help to work through this, and continue to double down is going to make things worse for him.
I agree with that. Like 100%.
Yo,
pretty fair.
Guys, I'm gonna put this in the private chat for StreamYards. Look at what Tommy C just posted.
Why?
What is this? Yes. I'm glad the thing is live, to be honest.
Oh my god. Okay, I'll bring this up. Why not?
I can't. All right, yeah, bring it up.
Tommy really proved how immature he was during the Senate interview. Why would you even respond to that comment? Farts. I gotta admit, like, Tommy C's a funny guy. He fucking is. I'm not even mad when I see shit like that. I'm just like, dude, he's fucking legitimately hilarious. I feel like he's in the wrong on this one. And again, especially when you're arguing it's so immoral for this 4-year age gap. But you just said, well, 18 and 14, that's basically high school. Okay, dude, like 20 and 16, it's still within that same age range. It's still within that same generation. And again, it's pretty clear based on everything I've been able to find and based on everything you guys have shown, he's not willing to go at someone who is younger than 16 back then. Now, if he was doing that shit today, I would say let's call him out. If you got proof that he's still engaging in these erotic role plays with people who are 16 right now, okay, let's fucking go. Present that evidence and let's fucking go. And I urge everybody who is a fan of Pyrocynicals who watches the streams and watches the videos to be ready for something like that to come out, right?
No.
Because it's always a possibility, but until you present it, you're literally just running with assumptions, speculations, and you're willing to destroy somebody over it, which is fucked up to me.
Yeah, I was like, did you have any more to go over the Tommy stuff? Because it's been an hour.
Yeah, no, let's go into
Cyclone's in the chat, by the way. What's up, Cyclone?
Cyclone. Hey, Cyclone. Wait, wasn't Cyclone the one who wrote that erotic role play of us?
No, that's Cyan. That's Cyan.
That's Cyan. Sorry. Yeah, Cyan wrote erotic fan fiction of me and Aura, and somebody criticized us on Twitter for reading it. And I was like, we didn't even get to anything juicy. We just ended it with me being bent over.
There's our 1K special, by the way. That's why it even happened. But no, Cyclone. He was in the Sammy Vapor Studios call. I think he was in the call.
Yeah, no. Cyclone was.
He makes great content. Check out sub to Clone. It's he's really good. He makes great content.
Okay, so let me pull this up because I accidentally exited out of it before we started the stream, but I'll get it up for you guys. That's gonna be clipped like crazy. I should have never said that.
Jesus.
Okay, now let me play the whole thing and everything. Now, I urged people when I put it on Twitter, watch Turkey Tom's video before watching this stream. So if you haven't already, I wanted you to get a take on that video without any of my commentary on it. So if you didn't do that already, I urge you. I know it's going to be late tonight. Tomorrow, I know it's Christmas Eve, but try to watch it. It's only 20 minutes long. Formulate your own opinion on these things, right? Again, I urge everyone to get as many sources, as many opinions on the can as this stuff goes on, because look, you might wind up disagreeing with me, and that's fine, right? I'll still want to talk to you about it, right? But it's okay to disagree. It is absolutely okay to disagree. If everyone's in agreement with each other, either everyone's right or there's something creepy going on, right? Like the fucking, I can't even say it. I can't even say it because it will just be clipped, and I'll get my channel reported and shit.
Yeah. Ooh, chicken tendy. Sorry.
This is a great con.
All right, now the moment everybody's been waiting for. The moment everyone's been waiting for. We're going to react to the video. Guys, I appreciate everyone who's subbed to the channel so far. If you can and you're not already and you've been watching the videos recently, please consider subscribing, dropping a like on this stream, any of the videos. I did want to highlight one quick thing for everybody. We were originally doing a giveaway for 3 copies of Cyberpunk 2077 to the subscribers if we could hit 1,200 subs. Then I removed the sub goal, and now we're over 2K. So we're still doing the giveaway, but I understand there's a lot of issues with the console release for Cyberpunk 2077. So when we do that raffle, if you would like a different game because you have a PS4 or an Xbox and it just can't handle it, let me know. We'll give you something else of equal value. You want to get Ghost of Tsushima or something like that. The point of the giveaway was to reward the audience for being supportive of us. And I still want you guys to get something you can use, given that Cyberpunk 2077 is having a lot of fucking issues.
Oh, yeah. They're doing refunds on the PS4 version, I heard.
Yeah.
It's that bad, man. It's really bad. See, here's the thing. Here's my take. This is why consoles are becoming really obsolete, and this is why you need to upgrade to a PC now. This is 100% your, red flag that, consoles ain't cutting it anymore. You need to get the best experience possible. You need to get a PC. That's my take.
I agree with you there. And honestly, because Jasmine was really trying to get me a PS5 and she just couldn't do it. And I was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it, because at this point, I think I just want to upgrade to a high-end gaming PC.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. My shit is sick. I fucking pimped that shit out. I built it, right? It was a little bumpy at first, but now it's like, oh my fucking God, this is amazing. I can just do so many upgrades.
It's not the console, it's CD Projekt Red's fault. Either way, just for the sake of the giveaway, if you want a different game and you only have console, we'll give you a different game.
Yeah.
Just know, $200 special edition shit that I can't buy.
The Halo Ultimate
I
Collectors. Yeah.
And sick LEDs you could put on the tower as well.
All I do is mess with
I've been accused of grooming a 15-year-old boy when I was 19. But I'm some kind of predator and was aware of his age all along. This is categorically untrue and a complete lie.
Over the past month, I've made 2 videos and a written document calling out Pyrocynical for his poor responses to allegations that were made.
Okay, I gotta say, dude, like, I know I mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
You called it proving his guilt, debunking his Reddit post, which was about grooming allegations. So you do not get to say, people took me out of context. I never called them a groomer. You don't get to fucking say that, man. I'm sorry.
But that's the sneaky part of it, though. You know, you don't say it so you can't be held liable for it. But it's like, what is he implying here then? Guys, come on.
These allegations by most people that I remember watching anyway addressed it as the grooming allegations. So, you know.
Yeah, and I mentioned this. Actually, you know, this is a shot at Tommy C right now. Tommy C kept pointing to his sub loss and everything, and now he's gaining the subs back. So, and Turkey Tom's losing subs. So is that like discrediting your argument? I don't think so. No. That's why I always said it was really stupid for you to frame it as, well, he's losing subs. So clearly
he's never been about that argument. That's why it surprised me. Like he kind of dismisses that as like, you know, like just a bullshit kind of argument anyway. Whatever.
Tommy's not the brightest guy out there, is he?
I mean, like anytime you're involved in controversy, you're going to lose subscribers, and now Turkey Tom's become a part of that controversy.
I think he's just emotionally invested.
But here's one of the things, and he says it later on in the video, though, but it's an interesting point, and he's very right about that. Basically, to dumb it down, it's like, if you're a nice person, people want to give you the benefit of the doubt. If you're an asshole, people won't want to give you the benefit of the doubt. And that applies so well with Tom, because Tom has been a fucking asshole, like, his career, right? And it's kind of like, to me, from what I've seen of him, it's like, oh, this is so karma. Like, this is karma. Like, because he is called what he called Mr. Enter, a pedophile, for like the longest time. Even had to take down the video. Yeah. So it's like, wow, what sweet karma. Like, and yeah, you're right. If you're a nice person, generally you get the benefit of the doubt. If you're not, you know, like, for example, if you've made false pedophile accusations to people on the internet because you thought it was funny or cool.
Oh, well, wait, hold on. Stop.
Oh, what happened?
Okay. All right, everybody. Praise.
Oh my God, it's him. It's the guy.
What? Did you bring your clout?
John, did you?
I don't know how I got here.
There's the power of the clout. Oh my God.
John, we need your clout.
Anybody who wants to criticize us,
Who are you guys?
It was John who gave us all this clout. It was just John.
Shut up and sit there. We need
controlling us from behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Who are you guys? What are you doing here?
Shut up and sit there. Bring the clout. Shut up and sit and bring the clout.
Yeah, shut up. We just need you in the call. And please, can you change your name to your YouTube channel so people know that we have clout? Please. And
nobody is ever going to understand this insider. That's like the funniest part about all this.
Very say like John gives us clout. They're like, wait, what? Who's John?
John is a really good friend of ours. Like he's a really, really good friend.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, and honestly, you know, look, the idea of Keemstar, you know, organizing with these other commentary channels and stuff. I know they mentioned it during the stream. Like, people communicate behind the scenes. That's true. Like, Or and I talk. You know, Sen and I have talked, and I talk with John pretty regularly because, look, I want to be careful about how I address things. So I do want to talk to somebody first before I just run my fucking mouth, right? Because I got a mouth on me. I admit. I've said it. I called Sen a snarky bitch, but yeah, I'm a snarky bitch too.
Well, you're like Tommy C. You're just like him. You know, you get emotionally. You get
okay. Well, here's the thing. To Crow's credit, he's not. Like, it's stupid. Like Tommy C, you know, because Tommy. Here's the thing, you know. Look, this literally happened on the stream. So I don't know if Tommy is being a disingenuous prick or if he really has like some problem, like remembering shit, which isn't good. But like he asked me a question, right? And like I'm like, okay, fine, ask your question. He forgot. He forgot. It wasn't even a minute in, and he's like, I forgot. I'm like, oh my god, dude. Like really? Come on, man. Come on.
Nobody make any Alzheimer's jokes. All right, let's go.
No, all right.
Let's go. Let's go.
Continue.
That's me being an asshole, but you know, that's my shtick.
Recently, Pyrocynical released a video addressing these allegations, with the Google Doc I created being at the forefront, and made some points that I'm going to respond to in this video. A lot of people have taken his response at face value, similarly to his initial Reddit response. I went into this situation completely anticipating this response because, well, he's Pyrocynical. Regardless of the truth, Pyro is a widely beloved and respected creator, and people want to see him come out from this on top. My first issue with Pyro's response comes down to framing and misrepresentation.
Okay, let's talk about framing really quick, right? People said they took Pyrocynical's initial response at face value. Pyrocynical did present evidence, so people took Turkey Tom's response at face value too, right? I don't think that's a legitimate criticism, but I wanted to address that because framing, he brought it up.
Okay.
Which he ironically accuses me of in the video. He opens it up by talking about the accusations of grooming and being some sort of predator, and then makes the rest of the video about my document and videos made about my document, as if I was accusing him of either of these things.
Recently, to those who are unaware, I've been accused of grooming a 15-year-old boy when I was 19. That I'm some kind of predator and was aware of his age all along. This is categorically untrue and a complete lie.
Okay. I'm going to get stopping it a lot during this because I got a lot of shit I want to say here, right? I'll try to do more condensed down where I just go directly into the points and everything. But the initial response on Reddit was about grooming, okay? And, you know, I know that he really goes hard in on the Google Doc. But again, your Google Doc was debunking his defense against grooming allegations. And he's addressing the claims as a fucking whole, not just you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
One thing I think Turkey Tom really fucked up here is he made himself like the center of this, right?
Yeah, because I'm sorry.
No, go.
I was just going to say because the initial claim was from Ivory, who said he was groomed, and Turkey Tom sourced it and based it around it, you know? I mean, granted, but like still plausibility.
Yeah.
The supposed proof for these insane allegations is paper thin and embarrassingly wrong.
He says that the allegations are insane, as if they're so ridiculous to the point that any of it could possibly be true. However, as time goes on, he has to make multiple concessions and admit to most of it. This is a misrepresentation of my videos and my intentions. He's moving the goalposts. It's an attempt to shift the focus of the video on disproving those allegations and conflating them with what I actually said. By responding to my
He's been pretty clear it's in regards to grooming. So if Turkey Tom's saying that he does feel he's a groomer, then is that what you're saying? Like, I know that that's what you heavily fucking implied, right? And that's me being, that's like a best case scenario.
Yeah.
in tandem with points that I never even made, not even clarifying who made the argument. He makes it seem as if these are all from me, but they're just not. In my original video, I flat out said that there was no evidence of grooming and that he's not a pedophile. She even pointed to his age being younger than 15 and said that while the age gap was bad, she doesn't think that it constitutes grooming. And I agree completely. It may not constitute grooming. And in the follow-up document I released about it, I made the claim that I didn't really know either way, leaving it up for the readers to decide. Is Pyrocynical a groomer? While I first stated no, after these new leaks, I don't feel comfortable saying no. That being said, Ivory's basic message can be legitimately proven to be true. When he was 19 years old, Pyrocynical messaged a 15-year-old sexually. Pyro frames this as a disingenuous move on my part.
This document is cowardly. I mean, like, the ending is no exception. Like, they don't even definitively say if I groomed anyone. They just leave enough room for people to draw that conclusion themselves. That's insane.
But in
I wanted to address that real quick because I was like, I feel like the way Tom should have phrased it, it's like not even to leave it up to your own conclusions. Like, it can't be proven that he's a groomer as of now, but this is like what we've uncovered, something like that. It's just a little more safe. Go ahead.
Again, he's gonna say something here, and I want to play it out. But he's gonna say that I wanted to leave it up to interpretation for people. You let them draw their own conclusion. Then don't title the fucking document that you've proven his guilt.
Yeah.
Like,
Fumble.
The thing is, by the way he worded it, he's leading people to a conclusion to draw, right? With the way he put those words.
Yeah, the way he's phrasing it, yeah.
Because that's the last thing. Remember, that's at the very end of the document. That's the last thing that people are reading.
He legitimately sexted a 15-year-old, you know.
Yeah.
So it kind of drags you to that conclusion for it, you know. He doesn't have to say this is what. I get what John's saying.
No, and I'm in complete agreement there. Right? That's okay. Let's keep playing the video.
Let's do it.
Reality, this was me doing my best to put all the information on the table and allow some room for interpretation for what people. I intentionally didn't make a judgment call. I tried to make more non-definitive statements in the document as more information was and still is coming out. I wanted anyone to be able to draw their conclusions about the topic. This is not malicious or cowardly in any way, as Pyrocynical claims. Another way he tries to frame me as being disingenuous is by claiming that the document leaves so much out because I don't say until later in the document that he never sent nudes.
They also posted a screenshot of Ida saying that I did this with everyone. There's this one part of the doc that claims that people make the mistake of not watching an entire video before they pass judgment. And this is like bitterly ironic. You make that claim, but you leave so much out of my original statement. It's written with like such cruel intentions. And it waits until page 16 out of 19, only then to confirm that I never actually sent or received nudes.
While this is the case, this wasn't a malicious move, and this isn't really a point I even had to acknowledge because the original accusations had nothing to do with sending naked pictures of himself to anyone.
They're grooming accusations, you asshole! God damn, dude. They're literally grooming allegations. It's highly fucking... Oh, man.
And again, to repeat Tommy C's words, a death sentence, right? So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
there you go.
Accusation.
It's kind of a big deal, man. Just a little bit of a big deal. But let's say,
Don't even call that a disingenuous fucking argument. Like, dude, I can't stand that. Like, saying, well, he's not really saying. Like, dude, come on. Come on, you can at least be honest about this shit. Fucking hell.
Anyone. He claims that I hid this detail in the middle of a paragraph, but it's right there. I can't hide the words. You just have to read it.
It also tries to twist conversations like this one. You know, like claiming that this isn't part of the role play, but discussing the hypothetical of having sex with Ivory. No context. No conversation before, no conversation after. You're just meant to interpret this as 100% I wanted to have sex with him in person.
And as for the idea that I twisted it from roleplay into actual conversations about sex, well, that's exactly what it was. You're telling this guy that you're going to eat his cock up with your ass, and at the same time claiming that this is absolutely no basis in reality.
Go ahead, because I was going to have a question. I think you're about to answer it.
No, ask your question, sir.
I was going to say, in that message, is it regarding, were they role-playing at the time, or were they speaking personally?
They were role-playing at the time.
Okay. And I know Tom doesn't go over what role play is, but he'll go over what a fetish is in here. So I'm like, that's kind of half the connotation, dude. You need to go over everything that they're doing. You know, they're doing fetish shit, but they're role playing. Well,
and to be clear here, right? Ivory himself has stated definitively there was no. I have a huge issue with Ivory's latest response, which he says is the final one, because he goes like, there were clear connotations to real life stuff, when in reality, he said definitively that there weren't, right? He changed up his story towards the end, and only like months later, November, December. So we're talking about, I want to say like 6 weeks-ish.
Yo, is that the real Maximilian Muss? Is that the real Max Muss in the chat?
I think so.
Really?
He wanted on.
Bring him on.
I don't know who that is.
He's a 1 mil sub YouTuber.
Seriously?
Well, he's also a memer. I think he hates on Tommy. Like, yeah, I think he's a big memer. Well, we'll have him on next time.
We can bring him on now if he wants.
We'll derail it. Like, we can have him on.
I like derailing stuff. So
Tommy C interviewed him.
If you want on, I think my Twitter link is in the description. No, we're on StreamYard, so I got to give you the link. So DM me on Twitter and I'll give you the link to the stream, and then you can jump in.
He's crazy edgy.
I like what Kayla said in the chat. Like, we have John though. I said, I'm fine with that. I'm just some guy, man.
Out of here. We need to make room for a bigger clout guy.
No, I was gonna say. I was like, he's like a crazy memer and shit.
I know, but I'm just here throwing my 2 cents.
It's pretty easy as long as your mic is active. You just enter the chat and we can pull you in. So DM me on Twitter and I'll give you the link. What? I
was just like, we could save it for another time. We'll get derailed. Fuck it. I was like, all right, whatever.
Well, I mean, keep going over this in the meantime, though.
All right, let me keep playing the video in the meantime, though. So just message me on Twitter. My username's in the description, along with Aura's, and any of us can give you the link.
Yep, pretty much.
Which is ridiculous because that's exactly what you're fantasizing about doing. Roleplay itself is literally fantasizing about having sex and sexual interactions. I don't know how he would even try to make this point. You could make the argument that you're just imagining your personas having sex, but this doesn't line up with the actual DMs between Ivory and Pyro, where he says stuff like, I bet your cock is so hard from imagining that, and I bet that turns you on. This even lines up with the messages between Ivory and Ida, so the idea that this is all just nothing doesn't really make sense to me.
The roleplay is about being fucking fat fucking dragons and shit, right? Like, okay, Max. Hold on. What? Actually, I'm gonna give people my Discord. I put it up on Twitter for.
Kayla linked the Twitter in the chat.
Well, he says he doesn't have Twitter, so. Yeah. Hold on. I know how to do this, dude.
It's probably for the best. Twitter's weird.
Oh well, yes. I can do this though.
He's got Discord, doesn't he?
He does. I forget how to get my Discord handle, and it might be the hookah right now. It's probably the hookah. What Aura?
Did you share your Discord handle the other day on Twitter?
Yeah,
I did, but it was from my phone, and it was easier.
Use your phone.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Oh shit! For realsies, I have the perfect. Oh, this is great. I'm going to make my first tweet to Tom right now, and it's gonna be a screenshot.
Oh, dude, don't engage in any more shit. You're in so much trouble already.
Oh yeah, I got the commentary mafia after me, mate.
Okay, hold on. Pro 9960. If you guys want to add me on Discord and you're in the chat, feel free to. Because look, I'll be honest with you. I work full time, and I do get a lot of people who message me things all the time. So if you want to add me on Discord because you want to present me information you want me to cover, I'm always happy to do that. Okay, he says he's adding me now. Yeah, well, there he is. Okay, accepted. Send message.
That's fast as shit.
Watch, it's not even the real Max. We get trolled like crazy.
That'd be hilarious.
It would.
It's Tommy.
I see you typing. Click on the link there, and as long as your mic's equipped, you can enter, and I'll just bring you in. If I present you, I don't know.
What?
He's just chatting me stuff. So, dude, just all you have to do is click on the link, right? And it's self-explanatory from there. I promise.
He's probably already trolling you.
He is probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me keep playing the video though, because this is my thing. I let myself easily get derailed by so much shit.
That's why I told you.
If you want to hop in, though, hop in.
Let's elaborate a bit. Fetish mining is a technique used by people with unconventional fetishes to either normalize or rope participants into their gratification. For example, if someone had a foot fetish and asked people for photos of their feet for innocuous reasons. This, by definition, is what Pyro was doing in his defense, as we even see in prior allegations. He would first initiate a conversation joking about the fetish, and if they showed interest, he'd then escalate it. He'd get them to either draw art of his fetish, or if they were engaged enough, roleplay with him. And just like in the foot fetish example, there's nothing inherently sexual about the photographs, or in this case, the personas. But the exploitative part is that he's jerking off to it. And he downplays it so heavily by calling it furry stuff and cringe shit. While in other parts of the video, he admits it's what he jerks off to almost comedically.
The cringer furry stuff with someone else.
This is just porn for him. This is what he gets off to. So framing it like it's not a big deal is incorrect. You say you never saw Ivory sexually, but you're masturbating to the idea of, once again, eating.
Okay, I gotta say, right?
Yeah.
He says this while blurring out the image of the fat, furry fucking dragonkin that he jerks off to.
Yeah.
Look, man, you cannot tie this into real life stuff because Ivory said originally it wasn't. It was all sexual ERP roleplay. I get that he jerks off to it, but he's clearly jerking off to the idea of fat, sweaty moobs of a furry dragonkin that's belly is stuffed with animals that he's eaten and literally crushing individuals underneath his fatness.
Yeah.
Gross. Gross.
He does not see Ivory sexually. He doesn't. Like, I get what you're trying to imply here, but like, come the fuck on. Unless Ivory is like 800 fucking pounds and in a dragon cosplay all the time. And maybe it's funny though.
Dude. Move on. Fucking nasty ass imagery.
Sorry.
His cock up with your ass and talking about his dick. How on earth is this an adequate explanation? Pyro's strongest point from the video comes from the idea that the minor DM came after Ivory had turned 16, which he claims nullifies it.
As for the other message, I don't remember seeing this message, and I'm not sure why it's being used as proof that I knew he was 15, because if you compare the dates, this message was sent 2 months after he sent me his link with his age in bio.
And I would concede on this point if Pyro had stopped talking to Ivory once he learned of the age gap, which he didn't, and Pyro admits this in the video.
In retrospect, I never should have continued the furry stuff with him once I learned of his age, even though at the time I didn't see it as a problem.
Additionally, the idea that simply because he wasn't dating Ida at the time, she would have no reason to talk about Ivory's age to him.
Okay, I got a criticism for Turkey Tom here, and he's not going to address it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a serious issue when it comes to Turkey Tom's credibility. He should have never said that Ida was his soon-to-be girlfriend. He should have never said that. He should have acknowledged it in this response that he had made that statement and walked it the fuck back. But he doesn't, right? And look, I've already said, I'm willing to concede, although people have told me this isn't the case, I'm willing to concede that they were more than likely very good friends. But your issue is Ida doesn't fucking care about Ivory's age. It's pretty clear by those conversations that she does not fucking care. So why would you assume someone who literally doesn't fucking care, why would you assume that someone like that would then inform somebody of something that they don't think is a problem? You have to make that assumption. And I'm sorry, but if you're running by your own morality and logic, it doesn't work that way. You have to be in Ida's mindset, which is probably pretty fucked up. But that's my issue with this. You cannot say that she would have informed him if she knew. Even if they're good friends, she clearly does not give a shit. And I understand that Pyrocynical is never going to address that point because he's dating Ida, and I doubt he wants to throw Ida under the bus, given that they've had a close relationship, because that's the only way around it. But that is a very logical conclusion to this argument.
Yeah.
Him is kind of laughable. Pyro frames this as if they were barely friendly at the time, when Ida clearly says that they were calling every other day in DMs, and we can see group chats from this time when they were all together. Art from 4 years ago, where she draws art reflective of his fetish, is also publicly available online. His argument here is basically that despite the fact they knew each other, were in group chats together, Ivory had talked about his age with other people, including people they both knew, was very vocal about his age on Twitter, that he still just didn't know and was somehow hiding it from Pyrocynical. And hey, it's fine if you disagree, but
well, hold on. People are saying to look at the dislikes on the video. Ooh, boy.
Yeah, Sen did mention he was getting ratioed.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
I didn't expect that, to be honest. I really didn't.
I honestly didn't, because
I did.
Did
Yeah, I had a little bit of hope that it was he could wing it, but then like as his friends continue to talk about it, I'm like, oh, I think I know what direction he's gonna go, and it's not gonna be
seriously. 13K?
Yeah,
13K? Fuck's sake, dude.
It was a 10 when I last saw it.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, he's sticking to his guns. That's some gumption there, folks. We have 420 viewers. Yes.
Hit the fucking hookah.
So
nice.
So Sen was like, as soon as he saw it, his reaction was,
what, to Tom's ratio? I mean, the guy's kind of a dick. He's just fucking calling people pedos for no reason. It's kind of fucked.
Fuck's sake, 14K. Shit. Sorry.
No, look. I understand that backlash. I didn't think it would be that bad, right? I take serious issues with this response, and I'm stopped the stream multiple times, or stopped the video multiple times to explain my issues with it. And I think a lot of people share my mindset on it. And again, and again, and again, Turkey Tom really needs to address why he thought it was appropriate in accusations of grooming to say to prove somebody's guilt.
Yeah. And to add to like that real quick, I'm like, there was no information presented to the previous allegation. All of a sudden they drag up a French girl. That doesn't seem like a desperation move to anybody.
Well, that's going to come up later. But again, Keemstar fucking confirmed on Tommy C's stream that there's never any sexual interaction with this girl.
I don't even know why they even wanted him to have it in this fucking video. If that was the case, like, what's the point?
Now,
like,
somebody told me that Turkey Tom was in the call with Keemstar.
He was in the call with Keemstar.
Well, I would say that's
somebody confirmed it. Yeah.
Okay. That's clearly Keemstar who's telling him to push it, right? My opinion, really, because I'm not part of that fucking call. But Keemstar is the one who's pushing that French girl shit. Mm-hmm. And again, he can't prove any of the stuff he's trying to claim there, other than what he's already stated, which is nothing sexual. So I don't know. So and like even Tommy C goes on to say, well, 18 and 14, that's literally a senior and a freshman.
So it shows the intention, or like, it's not even about morality. It's like, oh, I'm just going to prove myself right. So you're going to find stuff to like link to it to make it look bad enough for you to consistently like keep it in the mind that, oh no, yeah, he's possibly guilty. And I'm like, you need to like focus on what the fuck is already presented and you're talking about. Like, why are you bringing up something brand new or old, however you want to see it, you know? And then Keemstar says, nothing really happened. They never even met up. They flirted online. Like,
so basically throwing stuff at the wall, see what sticks, even if it's old.
Apparently, like I remember Tom brought up, oh, here's a artist that he talked to and asked their age. Like, so what? Like, fucking, so what? What do you just say what you want to fucking say? Be like, oh, like Sen said it. It's implications and shit. So
hold on, I gotta accept a bunch of people.
Draw
on Discord.
Yeah.
Draw me like your French furries. Is that what it is?
No, there's some shit not thick enough that one.
Okay.
That's the one.
Max sent me some stuff on Discord. So once we're done reading the video, I'm going to talk about it because it relates to Turkey Tom's credibility on this stuff.
Nice. Interesting. All right.
A lot of people see this as circumstantial enough to think that he must have known. It's not irrational.
The document fixates on the specific fact that people withdrew information while ignoring so many points like what I mentioned earlier.
Pyro claims that the document fixates on people who Pyrocynical cited as pointing to Ivory lying. This is pretty disingenuous, as it was a minor point in my video and in my document, but the reason why I included this was to show that this narrative falls apart extremely quickly. In the Reddit response, Pyro used unverifiable he said, she said situations to claim that Ivory shouldn't be trusted and lied about his age. While Pyro himself never says he was lied to, his fans immediately took this as ample evidence that Ivory...
Okay, hold on. Turkey Tom needs to address this point because he's called out this random dude on Twitter just days ago. Yep. He needs to actually address this shit because random dude said, that he was disingenuous about his age to gain access to these roleplay groups. And random dude apparently swims in those circles. Turkey Tom then said, well, he's walked it all back. He said it was false. And he should have never said it and shit like that. But random dude has stated, I've never recanted that Ivory was disingenuous about his age. Now, is that to say that he 100% lied to Pyrocynical about his age? No, my point is, I understand Pyrocynical is taking responsibility and saying I should have verified, but Keemstar said something during the Tommy C stream about how, look, if I hooked up with a minor in a bar because she showed me a fake ID, I'd be responsible, right? It's not really a moral argument at that point. You're making an argument of legality and everything. Problem is, in the UK, you have to knowingly engage with someone who's underage for it to be a crime. That's UK law right there. I've always said, why would Pyrocynical have to assume that he's engaging with a minor if that person is in NSFW chats, which are 18 and up, talking about his sexual encounters and engaging in erotic roleplay with other people? It's not to say that he 100% lied to Pyrocynical. It's just to say that Pyrocynical had no reason to assume he was talking to somebody that was not at the age of consent. And Ivory's own messages to Ida show that he was questioning whether or not Pyrocynical would be okay with it. That doesn't sound like someone who's being open and honest. But again, this is all speculation, but it does strike at the core of your argument that Pyrocynical would have had to have known. RSN, I saw you put in that super chat. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're tuning in. Because somebody, okay, I got to address this really quick. Somebody on Twitter who has me blocked was like, how are you, this is what I'm talking about, hypocrisy. How are you defending RSN and Pyrocynical and then calling out Onision? I was like, the fuck is wrong with you? Onision's like owned up to doing all the shit that he's actually been accused of. Like flat out stated it happened and then went on to say, well, she liked it anyways. RSN's case is somebody who was not comfortable with the allegation to begin with, was recorded as saying that it was not rape, was pushed into saying it was, and has since not only recanted, but asked people to take their videos down and stop pushing it. And you want to compare that shit to Onision? You fucking moron. Not only saying that because I know that this person like tunes into my fucking streams and shit, but like the actual fuck was wrong with your fucking head to actually think that shit up. And now I get what you mean about being like fucking Tommy C. So
yeah.
And
then if I try to stop you, no, this needs to be addressed. Like,
I don't know how many times you told me to stop, and I'm just like, no.
And then you'll be like, why didn't you speak up? I'm like, watch your stream, bro. Like, you tell me.
I tried.
Yeah, and then it gets worse.
Oh, it does get worse. It gets so much worse.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, like I'm like, how did you compare that to somebody who's the victim you were trying to imply there is stating it did not fucking happen and please stop pushing it. And your response is just, he's still clearly guilty. The fuck? The actual fuck?
Come back to us, Carl.
There, you literally just have your own fucking headcanon.
An 18 plus Discord server where they supposedly met, which I've already debunked pretty well, and Pyro doesn't even acknowledge it in the video because it didn't happen. Pyro claims that false accusations are being made about him, but in his original Reddit document, he posted unsubstantiated screenshots with no evidence in an attempt to discredit Ivory and push a narrative that he lied about his age. This led people to spreading these screenshots and in turn, rumors across Reddit, Twitter, and YouTube.
Well, I mean, no, like, look, he's saying that he did not know the age of 15 at the time, and that Ivory was disingenuous about it to gain access to erotic roleplay groups. And look, if the guy was under the age of 18 and was gaining access to NSFW 18 and up chats, well, there you fucking go, dude. That's not, you didn't debunk shit.
I'm going to address this point. They say that there's no verification that it was 18 and up, but I'm just letting you know what is being said about that.
Well, so here's the problem, right? In Turkey Tom's video, he says that the Discord was not 18 and up.
Yeah.
True. But in the own statement that he showed, the guy was saying that there are 18 and up chats in the Discord that's not 18 and up. And that's not uncommon.
Okay.
Right?
Good stuff. Yeah. No, yeah, good stuff. I don't disagree with you. I'm just letting you know.
Well, in case I'm remembering that wrong, because, you know, I've had a lot of hookah here. But again, like, he showed that statement in his own video.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you're bridging that together, I guess.
where they tried to say that these baseless accusations were sufficient to say that Ivory's entire original narrative was completely false. This is just untrue. If Pyro is going to criticize me for discussing these allegations, he should also apologize for signal boosting allegations he himself had no idea to the validity of. Their inclusion in the original Reddit post was nothing short of malicious.
The problem is I have with this drama that there is no middle ground. Originally, Ivory was labeled as a manipulative clout chaser that could do no wrong because people chose to believe my screenshots over his.
In one part of the video, he claims that he has a problem with people calling Ivory a clout chaser, but the reason why anyone did this to begin with is because in his response, he made a clear implication about Ivory not caring when someone who was irrelevant had messaged him in the same sexual manner. This is vitriol that he himself bred. He can't retroactively complain about it as if he did nothing wrong.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Address this, Sora?
No, please.
Okay, I gotta take a hookah hit here.
I just like the way you stopped it.
Hold on. It's like
Hold on.
the girl is about to fight. Hold my earrings.
Stop. Wait a minute.
Hold my earrings.
It is not disingenuous. It's not an attack. It's not saying that he's accusing me of being a clout chaser. I made that accusation of him being a clout chaser based on the SoundCloud. I didn't need anything from fucking Pyrocynical to make that claim. Because, look, at the end of the day, you need to define someone's motivations. Either what they're saying is 100% true and they have no motivations beyond it, or they're in the wrong and they have no motivations beyond it, or they do have motivations beyond it. The clout chasing argument is always going to be relevant, but him pointing out in the case of grooming accusations based on the content that he was engaging in with this Ivory person, that Ivory engaged in it with other people and took no issues is highly fucking relevant to Ivory's claim. That's not him boosting unsubstantiated claims of, shut the fuck up, man. It's an accusation of fucking grooming. It's an accusation of fucking grooming. That is what Ivory has said. He is infinity toppled down and is now calling him a fucking predator based on the erotic roleplay that he's done with other people who he refuses to talk about. Fuck yourself. Seriously, and anyone pushing this stupidity, what is wrong with you? There's no reason to include that. It's a grooming allegation, you asshole. If he's saying that this content was fucking grooming and says, and he points out that Ivory has no issues with anybody else who's engaged with, the actual fuck, that's irrelevant. Go fuck yourself.
Or do something.
I want to put an album together, and I want one of the tracks to be called "The Actual Fuck." You know, like my comic.
Am I wrong here, though? Am I fucking wrong here, though?
Look, to your point, right? If the whole idea is to get justice, yeah, you know, I mean, then there should be other people that should be outed here. For all we know, there's people that are a lot older engaging in this with probably not just this kid, right? But maybe even younger people. Why is that not important? Why is that not being talked about?
I honestly feel like Tom rushed this out very quickly, you know.
I mean, maybe, because I know he puts a lot of time into his videos.
Yeah.
And this really comes across as inherently fucking stupid, right? That's a stupid. And you know what? I saw Tommy C and these other idiots fucking promoting that exact same fucking logic, which is mentally fucking deficient.
Well, then I don't, because he doesn't even address Ivory's news response in here because it came out yesterday. I think he was already finishing up with this video before it even came out. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know if they're even talking with Ivory to even like, because I had no idea if he even knows Ivory was going to say the shit he said.
That's what I said. Turkey Tom has made himself the centerpiece of this argument.
Yeah. When
it should really be about what Ivory is saying, because that is who Pyrocynical was responding to in his fucking Reddit, not Turkey Tom.
I'm sorry. Lord of the King said he had 6 days to make it, though. I don't think he rushed it. I think he's stupid. I'm like, that's fair. I'm just saying, like, on this level of a response where you where people think you fumbled something huge like this, right? Like, look how long it took Pyro to respond. He took his time with it, you know? Like, it didn't even take Tom a week to.
No, and that's the thing, like, Pyro pointed out in his response that he had to take time with it based on the way people were engaging with it.
Yeah. It wasn't even a week that Turkey Tom threw this out. Like, I feel like I don't know.
Well, I could probably explain the ratio on the video, right? So
yeah.
In fairness, I understand why he felt the need to rush it, though. In fairness, I agree. Because
I agree.
He's gaining a ton of backlash. Pyrocynical is going back up, and strike while the iron's hot, I guess.
But
right?
it didn't do him any favors. Look at not only the ratio, but like from what somebody sent me, he lost a lot of subs today, supposedly. And I'm just like, fuck's sake, dude. I didn't think the backlash for him for this response would be that bad, to be honest. I'm very legitimately fucking surprised.
Well, I mean, you can tell where I'm coming from with it, right? I think it is inherently fucking malicious, disingenuous, dishonest
to go ahead and say
that there's no relevance to him pointing out that Ivory takes no issues with other people engaged in the exact same fucking content while accusing Pyrocynical of grooming him over this fucking content.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I think it's important to note that somebody did know. Sen knew all along.
It's true. Sen knew, and now he's celebrating with chicken tendies after getting like roasted. He's got a roasted chicken tendies. It's good shit. That's why he's quiet.
Sen's AFK right now, so
he's eating. Yeah.
But
no, yeah, we did speak about it, and we did agree on like pretty much almost everything. Usually we'll disagree here and there, but like we're on the same page with this stuff.
And that's why I like you, Aura, because with you here, right, you'll tell me where you think I'm getting something wrong, and you'll do it live. But we really have not had any disagreements about this.
No, like I agree in the parts where he's disingenuous. I think I throw people more of the benefit of the doubt for objectivity because we need objectivity, But like kind of like I just did right now, I'm like, oh, it could have been a rush job, but like at the same time, he did choose to fucking release it. He did choose to throw the points, and so that's on him at the end of the day.
Well, it's just giving somebody the benefit of the doubt, just to be fair, and I think that's important too, right? To do that, to give.
Sorry, I just want to address this one thing really quick before it slips my mind. The sub loss from Turkey Tom is not relevant to his arguments.
No,
right?
No,
absolutely not. That isn't
irrelevant to the Pyrocynical situation to point to sub losses and gains as proof of anything.
But sub count never speaks to guilt or innocence on a matter. It never speaks to whether or not somebody has made a more substantial point than the other. It's just like it always circles around controversy and people jumping to a conclusion. That's what leads to these sub counts, especially if look, how many people are gonna immediately unsub from somebody if they hear something that they could be potentially doing that is criminal or something that is just so immoral to the point that they just cannot support that person, right? And they don't necessarily even look into it. They just hear those words associated with that person. That's enough for them to just make that snap decision to be like unsub. You know what I mean?
Are you referring to Zaptai?
I mean, I'm referring to anybody that's been caught up in any kind of controversy. You know what I mean? Whether it be allegations of assault or just these the child enthusiast allegations or even something else, right? I mean, there's other people that have lost subs for dumber reasons, right? Controversy always leads to that, regardless of what it is. It's just the way it is. It's just people making that snap decision to unsub from somebody without actually looking at all sides of the story. All they need to do is hear somebody that at least seems credible for them to be like unsub. You know what I mean? Let me unsub from this guy.
Well, to use the logic from the logic and fucking argument of my favorite YouTuber, that means his audience just they're not fucking buying it. So that's why they're leaving. Tommy, I'm sorry. I fucking love you, Tommy C. I fucking love you, Tommy C. Don't be
I want to be as consistent as I can there because I can flip that same argument Tommy C was pushing out at Turkey.
That's what I'm saying.
The entire video is totally irrelevant, and you're stupid for fucking talking about it positively.
Well, to say that somehow speaks to somebody's guilt or innocence on a matter it's not a good argument. And the thing is, there's no way it can. There's no way it can speak to whether that doesn't validate any claim at all. You know what I mean? It's just something that happens. It's what happens online. You know what I mean? Controversy leads to that no matter what. Like I said, it could be the most minute of things. You know what I mean? Remember it. Think about this a couple years back. And I know you remember this, or remember the Fine brothers when they wanted to what was it? They wanted to trademark or copyright the word reaction, right? And people they lost a ton of subs.
Their career died.
I mean, over that. And that pretty much killed their channel. Yeah, when they were just like, and that was just them. And again, and granted, it was people were like, oh hell nah. That is patently retarded. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to bring this up because Cyber, who I believe Turkey Tom had credited in helping him write up the legal document. He turned it, and I'm not dissing him at all because he did correct himself, but it's just about bringing up this information for people. Mm-hmm. We talked about the timing and the clout argument, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Ivory was trying to promote his content at this time, and I want to highlight this because if you want to say it's totally irrelevant, that's fine, but as far as the argument goes, the exact same time, right? I'm talking about like within weeks, right? Within about a week of the accusation against Pyrocynical, he had dropped this SoundCloud, right? A lot of people have said, there's no clout for him to gain at all. Well, he's very proud of this SoundCloud, and he had just dropped this at the same time he made the accusation against Pyrocynical. And this was his pinned tweet while he was making those accusations. So if you went to his Twitter bio, you would see this. Now, is that proof of anything? No, but there's a substantive argument that he was doing this shit for clout. Just so I can make that as clear as possible.
Let me just address something that AJ Game Guy said in the chat. He said, I don't think Ivory wanted clout. He might actually believe that what happened with Pyro was predatory and wanted to speak out. And that's entirely possible because how many times have we seen it, right? With people before that somebody gets into their ear about, hey, what happened to you was this, that, or the other. It's just like a college girl, right? That had relations with somebody and she had a couple to drink and all it was maybe just a drunken encounter, right, where two people made a bad decision that night, but then she has her roommates tell her, oh no, what happened to you was RAPE, I'm saying you got it even though it was consensual. You see what I'm saying? So it's entirely possible that maybe Ivory did feel that after maybe talking with people, he groomed you, you need to speak out, when those people don't know what grooming is, you know what I mean? But they're telling this kid, they're hyping him up and telling him, hey, listen, what happened to you was abusive and this, that, or the other, and you got taken advantage of and blah blah blah, all this stuff, you know what I mean? And hyped them up.
And read AJ Gamer's comment to one of our videos about this, but he's in the chat right now. Ivory mentioned some friends, maybe they convinced him the RPs were fucked. Like literally, that's my argument about the RSN situation.
Absolutely, that's entirely possible.
Until she started talking to her friends and her mom, and then she said it was. And since then, she's walked it all back, right? But it's entirely possible. There are plenty of scenarios here beyond just he was legitimately a victim.
Yeah, right. Because I was going to say, would it be fair if we say circumstantially? The cloud chaser thing is that since we say circumstantially on the opposition or not?
Well, to be clear here, I just wanted to present that there is an actual argument for calling him a cloud chaser.
No, yeah.
No, you've never said Crow has never said that it was entirely for clout. He's just put it out there that's a possibility that needs to be acknowledged.
I'm doing it so no one ever says it. That's why I'm asking.
And let me address this here. I don't think Ivory is a racist. It's something that Ivory is racist. I remember that on the Pyro subreddit, people were saying that about him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a racist. I don't think Turkey Tom's a racist. I think you can address what they're saying without needing to resort to branding them as something. Because again, taking massive issues with Tommy C, accusing everybody being critical of this as being a Pyrocynical fanboy or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's another dumb argument to make, to just dismiss an argument to say, oh, it's just because you're, and look, there is some legitimacy to that, right? In the sense that when somebody's a fan, of course, they're going to look at their favorite content creator and think that they could do no wrong, right? It comes with the territory. It comes, everybody's got fans that are going to stand for them. It's just the way it is. But to just simply dismiss any valid criticism that people might have just, by saying, oh, you're just You're just a fan of the guy, and that's it. You know, I mean, that's not a good argument. It's just not.
Yeah, no, and again, I hear what you're saying, Grim. I'm just saying, I'm not going to resort to calling somebody a racist when I'm trying to address their argument.
Mm.
And I do think that a lot of people brought up Turkey Tom as a racist because of what he was saying about Pyrocynical. Not because there's not proof of it or anything of that nature, because I understand D'Angelo went really hard on this guy last year, specifically around Thanksgiving, which is funny because Turkey Tom.
Yeah.
I defended him at that point because I said I'm not going to call him a racist for shit that he was saying at 16. That was my statement then. It's my statement now. That's my stance on it. Anyways, I want to get back into the video. I don't want to get too derailed on that point. I think it's stupid if you're trying to address criticism or someone's arguments, and the only thing you can do is brand them as something, because that's literally what a lot of these commentary channels have done to people being critical of their. I glitched out there
a little bit.
Yeah, simply dismissing it as that is, it's not an intelligent argument. It's just not. It's not a good argument, and they should. People should know better than that. I mean,
yeah, no, and again, if you really do feel he's a racist, fine, but you don't need to bring it up anytime you want to talk about the accusations.
Yeah.
All right.
No, yeah, I agreed, Grim. But we should get back to the video.
Yep. Okay. Let me pull that back up.
Good.
Or it looks like an angel today. It's all in white.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the idea of them meeting. Pyro claims that while he did plan to meet Ivory, it was never for any sexual reasons and there was no ill intent behind it.
It's a blanket statement of Pyrocynical groomed me. The only thing I can possibly think of is inviting him and a bunch of other people to an event in the UK. And somehow this got spun as me buying him a plane ticket to fly him out to have sex with him.
So let's pan back and look at the context of these messages within the conversation history. Firstly, once again, as a clarification, Pyro's messages here are deleted. And as for the idea that he was deleting his messages because the content of them was furry fetish stuff, this doesn't really seem to line up either. The idea of Pyro being a furry freak has been a joke in the community for a while. He even held his own phone up to his camera to show his fat thing in the background. His own girlfriend, who he is public about dating, draws this shit regularly and has been doing so for years. It wasn't hard to put the pieces together, man. This doesn't really add up.
Okay, wrong. Fucking wrong. He's trying to turn it into a joke, right? But like people pointed out that he accused Keemstar of being a liar for calling him a furry. If he went through the effort of doing an entire video trying to call Keemstar a liar about accusing him of being furry, and he is one, right? The actual fuck, like, he's clearly is not comfortable with people actually knowing it. Right? He's clearly not comfortable with people knowing that he jerks off to it. Like, you can't say, well, it's not hard to put the pieces together, so, like, that's an irrelevant. Fuck off. It's clear what his intent here is, that he does not want people to fucking know. Am I wrong there?
No, like, that's definitely a plausible fucking statement. Who really wants... I don't know. I was like, we have somebody in this group who has actual experience with this shit. I don't think they liked it when it was put out there. Maybe they'd be good for talking, but I don't know.
Wait, what? Wait, you talking about me?
Yes, Sen.
Wait,
yes.
what happened? What?
Sen, when your shit gets leaked, are you embarrassed by it, or like would you rather it not be known?
When you guys, fucking A, do you wanna go back to what our?
Let me just.
No, we could. Wait, hold on. I do want to put this out there though. Yeah. I mean, my sex thing with some cosplay chick was like put out there at one point, and like I didn't really mind it too much because it's like, well, yeah, I say like this shit to a cosplay chick, so yeah. I mean that was just basically it. I didn't mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. So yeah, but but
having a bunch of people, though, yeah, it is something. It's like, oh my god, like that's an invasion of privacy, kind of.
There you go. That
is kind of
He outed the stuff that they do in the bedroom.
Yeah. Okay. And it was nothing compared to what Pyro was saying, so could you imagine, like something like that getting leaked out, like
right, with the statement that Turkey Tom is a brony and faps it to My Little Pony shit, right?
Yeah.
whether I would just deny it, right? And if he started like putting up all this like My Little Pony shit to make it into a joke,
well, here's the thing. I do want to add. Look, everybody is probably going to have some kind of shit they don't want leaked out, right? I'm sure the commentary guys, right, have stuff that they don't want out, right?
Yep.
It's just a matter of, they just so like connected that none of them are really going to officially, do any of that, whatever the fuck they're doing right now, right? And it's funny because Pyro does seem like the odd man out from the commentaries, right? At least to me, he doesn't seem tight with that clique of people, right?
No, yeah, and that's why I want Sen's perspective, because he has he has the most knowledge about this shit. So
yeah, well, Sen was right.
Yes, I know Sen.
Well, look,
we all know. We all know.
Yeah, we've talked about it before, right? In the past, about how the public, the mainstream kind of views furries. All right, you're talking about a community that from the beginning was, came into being because of sexual degeneracy, right? So it's something that still has there's people within that community now that is obviously they don't engage in that stuff, right? But that's like a subgroup of that. I mean, for the most part, it still has that bad stigma attached, and it always will, because that's how it started. It was deeply rooted in all that stuff. It still has a bad stigma about it. Most people know publicly, like, even though they might not completely understand furry culture, a lot of people do know. They hear furries and they're like, oh, those are those weirdos, right? That dress up as animals and like to dry hump each other, right? In their fucking suits and shit. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that's the way people kind of like view them, right?
So John, not to interrupt your cloud at all, but I just want to say this, right? I never thought I'd hear the term brony in 2020.
Yeah.
I learned what the term was like literally, what was it, just weeks ago? Someone was
Digibro?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
But it was to me.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, it's already a community that people kind of look at, they kind of side eye that community already, right? And it already has a negative stigma attached to it. So of course, knowing that, even maybe now, of course, there's people that look at it more, open-minded, I guess. But for the most part, it still is one of those communities that people kind of are apprehensive about, and they look at it. It's got that kind of negative stigma attached to it. So of course they're just like, they're fucking weird, right? That's how most people at large kind of look at them. Like, I'm not saying that all of them are, obviously, but most people, they say, oh, those are those weirdos that do all this, weird shit, right? Where they think they're fucking animals and shit, and go into the woods and you know what I mean? Fucking fuck around and shit, whatever, right?
We get it, John.
Weird people.
I gotta keep playing.
But again, this is what I'm saying. That's why it's like a guy, I think it's absolutely plausible that a guy wouldn't want people to know that he's engaging in stuff like that, because it's already something that's got that negative stigma attached to it. I don't think that's unreasonable at all.
Yeah.
For anybody to
not want out there.
Yeah. To not want that out there. Exactly. Considering all the shit that the furry community already gets, right?
Yeah. What happened? What does that say?
Tail butt plugs.
Ah, shit. Just play the video. Play the video.
Right. By the way, I gotta inform everyone, because
not banging out in the woods, freaking deergasming out in the woods, right?
18 and up is displayed on this fucking stream. Go fuck yourself if you're gonna throw that shit in my face.
What happened?
Remember, we were getting like called out because we don't age restrict our videos.
Oh yeah.
Literally, it's 18 and up is like literally there in the fucking corner.
Yeah. It's in the logo. Whatever.
Very hard on Pyro when he can visit him on May 6, 2017. The last reference in text to sexual roleplay prior to this was April 29. Pyro claims that he invited Ivory to the event indiscriminately, but reading the messages, we can see that this isn't possible because Ivory initiated the conversation. It would contextually make no sense. The actual messages indicate they were looking for any chance to meet up, and the event simply...
Whoa, no, hold on. Fuck you, dude. That's a lie. That's a straight up fucking lie, and it really discredits what you're trying to fucking imply here. Ivory is the one who wanted to meet Pyrocynical, not the other way around. You just said Ivory was the one asking to meet Pyrocynical, not the other way around. And Pyrocynical sent him out a generic invite to an event, right? Because Ivory was asking for a meetup. It's not Pyrocynical trying to meet up with him. That's Ivory doing it, you asshole.
happened to be a convenient time to do it. I can already hear people blaming Ivory for initiating this conversation, but again, Pyro was the adult here, and because all of Pyro's messages were deleted, we're only able to speculate as to why it was brought up.
I never thought in my life I'd have to ever justify something like this, but I do remember back in 2017, Niall invited me and a bunch of other people to drink with him. And I remember telling Niall very last minute that I couldn't come, so I pretty much flaked on him. To say something sexual was going to happen in a very public event with a load of people, even people Niall didn't even know and wasn't really close with, it's just false. Seriously. There's just no question about that.
Cy Morton is then brought in to downplay this, stating that it was a public event and a lot of people who Pyro didn't know were invited as well. This is all irrelevant. Do you think Ivory would have just flown?
Okay, stop. That is not irrelevant. It just discredits what you're trying to claim. That doesn't make it irrelevant. It makes it highly fucking relevant, you disingenuous fuckwad.
Home after a night of underage drinking? And do you think that nothing sexual happens after public events? This doesn't refute anything that I said. This could only refute a definitive statement claiming that they met up for sex, which some people did do, and I don't support. And what?
But you know what? You asshole. You know,
That's fucking great.
Dude, take your video down and just take that segment out, you idiot. Fucking idiot. Okay, how's this?
Okay. He definitely rushed this. No.
See, son, I tell you, bro.
Yeah, he rushed it. Fucking hell.
Because that's even more speculatory shit that he's saying. Like,
typed it out.
Oh my god. I totally foobarred that shit.
What did you do?
I was trying to get to the statement from fucking Ivory where he was like, the meetup and everything. I foobarred.
And when he invited you, was there any kind of indication that it was sort of a date in any way? That there would be a wink, wink. That there would be some kind of date-like act with sexual interaction. Did he give you that idea at all?
He didn't. Like, if he was, I didn't pick up on it. So
okay.
Did
he ever ask you for nudes?
Okay, so that's a statement from Ivory, you disingenuous fucker. I'm just going to heavily imply it, but I don't support you actually saying it. Go fuck yourself, dude. Like, seriously, go fuck yourself. That is... Sen, I don't know if you're here right now, right?
Yeah.
But you pointed out, Bo Black said that this was a great fucking response.
Yeah, unironically too. Like, what the? Well,
Bo Black says a lot of things.
No, Augie said it was a good video too, or whatever. I'm sure Tommy is gonna say it was a good video, and then he'll say, "But I was critical of it, so I never said it was a good video," or some shit like that. The Oreo is gonna, you know what? I don't. They thought it was a good video. Bottom line,
that was fucking terrible.
It was.
That was fucking...
It was a rush job. It really was.
I mean, come on, dude. He's telling you nothing. Ivory himself is saying he never even got the implication of anything sexual happening. You have other people saying it was a general meetup with a bunch of people that he didn't even fucking know, right? And you're saying, but I mean, like, look, they're going to have underage drinking. Are we really going to say that nothing sexual is going to happen? That doesn't really debunk anything I'm saying. Now, so it does debunk people making definitive statements, which I don't support.
Again, what Sen said, implications. You know, you don't have to say it. You're implying.
I really want to play the hold on real quick. I really want to play the clip from It's Always Sunny, but I'll get this whole thing fucking copyright claimed. But yeah. I remember when Sen was made this video about implications, made it say about implications. I linked him the It's Always Sunny shit, right? Mm-hmm. It was a whole joke, right? About how the implication, right? Because like they're like talking about how they're gonna do this boat trip, right? And they're gonna invite some girls onto the boat, and they're gonna take the boat out into the waters, and they're gonna sleep with them because the implication, right? And the guy's like, you keep saying that word. What do you mean? Well, you know, the implication that something bad might happen if they say no. It's like, You're gonna hurt them or something? He goes like, no, I'm not actually gonna hurt them, but they're not gonna say no because of the implication.
Savage Cupcake says Sen is always right.
That's right.
My point is, like, yeah, the implication is just as fucking damaging as the threat or the statement. And fucking It's Always Sunny fucking ripped on that shit. And everybody finds it hilarious because it's fucking true. You put an implication out there that's that fucking strong, you may as well just fucking make the statement yourself, you disingenuous fucker.
He probably forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie.
It's maybe because that was a while back, but like, I got to say this, right? Because in one of Turkey Tom's original videos, he was criticizing people for their inability to do research. Well, this has been publicly available to you.
That's super fair.
Long fucking time.
That's fair.
Do not criticize people if you can't even acknowledge that Ivory himself said nothing sexual, and then you go on to make an implication and then criticize people for saying definitively. You asshole.
Yeah.
What was Sive trying to imply when including the people he wasn't close with would be there? You were frequently messaging this person over Discord about your fetishes, talking about your kinks with them and what you're interested in, to the point where Ivory was comfortable disclosing his sex life to you. Even though it's framed as a refute, nothing Sive said changes anything. Does this mean Pyro had plans for something to happen? Not necessarily, but it's not off the table.
The document also...
Then why bring it up? Then why even bring it up? You just said, I can't actually prove it, but guys, think about that. Think about that. It's highly fucking possible, but it's not proven. It's not definitive, but it's highly possible.
Yeah.
You made the argument. You made the fucking argument. And I already know people are going to turn around and say, well, he never actually fucking said it. I'm done with that shit. I really am, because I think a lot of people in commentary are smart enough to know not to make a definitive statement. Like, look, Keemstar's been calling him a pedophile. Not directly, but he'll say things like, guys, stop calling Pyrocynical a furry pedo. And then right underneath that goes, by the way, that's sarcastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you say, well, he called him pedophile, you go, no, he never actually made that statement. Yeah, we get it at this point. You guys are disingenuous as all fucking shit.
Yeah.
Understand what you are trying to get across. Stop treating your audience like they're fucking mentally deficient toddlers. But the Pyro stands are so dumb. Fuck off, man. You're treating your audience like they're fucking toddlers at that point.
So tackles a tweet Ivory made where he says he hates me and I'm a leech. This was a copy pasta and it was so easy to disprove. The majority of people found out as soon as you copy pasted the actual tweet into the search bar. I didn't even think to mention this in my original statement because it was totally beside the point. I think it was included here as a way to make Ivory's claims seem more genuine without having to do any actual work.
Pyro claims that I used the situation of someone calling Ivory a clout chaser and then easily disproved it as a way to make Ivory seem more credible. This was not to boost my own credibility, but to highlight how poorly substantiated the character attacks against Ivory were. It's not my fault that your audience spread it in the first place because you bolster them by signal boosting random people defaming Ivory.
Oh, it's not my fault that I did this thing. It's actually Pyrocynical's fault. Yeah, fuck you, dude. Seriously. I've already said you cannot keep dismissing any statement that Ivory will not call out people for similar activities, very similar activities, people potentially even older than fucking Pyrocynical, right? Which you don't know because you won't even look into it because Ivory said, well, they don't have the platform. Yeah, that immediately looks like fucking clout chasing to anyone with a functioning prefrontal cortex. But hey, dude, I know you checked out my video that got like 30K fucking views on it. And I made the fucking statement about the goddamn SoundCloud. That's a more definitive argument about fucking cloud. I know the stream's going to get a ton of fucking views because we have our highest view count ever at over 450, right? Over 450 people watching live right now on a 2K sub channel, okay? I know it's going to get a ton of fucking views. That's my fucking statement about clout chasing. You want to dismiss it? I'm sorry. The timing is highly fucking suspect. Does that prove that Ivory is wrong? Does that prove that Ivory is lying for fucking clout? No, but it's a very substantial statement about clout. You asshole.
So the majority of people did not find out because barely anyone in the situation did any research at all.
On a side note, unrelated to this doc, I've actually seen screenshots circulating around of someone who drew fan art of my Fox character back in 2016. I then apparently replied to them jokingly saying not thick enough. and then asking for their age, and they said 15. So when people saw this, they instantly drew parallels to the grooming allegation. I asked them for a thick version, and they drew this, which isn't even really that different from previous things they drew before even getting into contact with me. I didn't commission it. What was drawn wasn't pornographic. They'd drawn very similar stuff before, and there was no role play here. It was nothing. And the thing is, this wasn't even a call-out post. The person that made the original video just said it was funny.
Pyro also points to an instance where his character was being drawn by someone who he knew was 15 years old, after he asked them to, which I brought up here in a tweet. He claims that there was nothing pornographic about the drawing, and while on a technicality he may be right, if we zoom in on the image that he...
Okay, on a technicality, how's this, bitch? If it's fucking pornographic, why aren't you fucking censoring the image in your video, you piece of shit? Technicality, it's a technicality. It's not.
This is so fucking pornographic, dude.
Other fucking drawings like this, and they didn't directly commission it, is not a fucking technicality. At least, at the very fucking least, to substantiate your fucking argument, censor the damn image to at least get the representation. God damn.
Oh, fuck sakes, man. Like, why the fuck do people think this guy's like a badass? He is like the most bitch-made edgy boy I've met. Like, holy fuck.
I was actually hoping for more commentator.
I was hoping for more brain cells up there. Like, holy fuck, man. Like, okay. Now it explains why you need like a bunch of people in a fucking private call to talk about Pyro. Because if one of you guys try to do it yourself, oh man.
I mean, dude, I don't know, because like whatever. I was gonna say this show's run off of like what, 2, maybe 3 people sometimes, maybe 4.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, but Keem had potentially like 10 people in that fucking call because it was confirmed. Dude, why are they doing so many confirmations for us? So they confirmed it was a Discord call and there was possibly 10 people in there. That's what Tommy confirmed it as, or Nick. It's like, bro, nobody would have known about this if Keem didn't like get pissed off.
If he didn't spurg,
you know, and like try to bury, fellow commentator.
Well, he tried to bury Diesel over something that he wasn't even a part of.
No, he buried Diesel because he didn't like the way Diesel handled the fallout. He was supposed to stand by them, guys. He wasn't supposed to take accountability for his actions.
He didn't want to do.
Get this weird shit off the screen.
Oh yeah, get that weird shit off the screen.
But it's thick. It's thick.
Change it to something else.
It's thick though.
In the video,
we
you can see this Fox character wearing underwear with a bulge, as well as turned around with its ass drawn in detail. If this isn't not safe for work, I don't know what is. Pyro claims that he was responding that it should be thicker.
You
as
didn't
a joke,
censor the image, so clearly it wasn't,
would
sir.
Often say could be thicker in regards to situations like this, which he admits to getting off to. So it's not a leap in logic at all to say that this is the kind of stuff that would satisfy him sexually. It literally is, by his own admission. Once again, that defense is characteristic of fetish mining. And as for the person making the accusation claiming that they weren't particularly hurt by it, that doesn't really change the fact that this is evidence of Pyro being open enough about this to ask someone who he knew was 15 years old to draw it for him. It's just...
Okay, hold on.
I'm spamming thick in the chat now. Great.
Yeah, right. Look, guys, hold on. I just got to address this really quick, right? He said in his own video, this person has done other art similar to this, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He asked their age because he didn't know them. Right?
Mhm.
All you're proving is that Pyrocynical does want to verify age of people, right? He didn't do it in the Ivory situation. I understand that. But again, my only argument there is, why would he have ever assumed Ivory was underage? Why? Why would he assume that when they're in NSFW chats, which you yourself, Turkey Tom, in your own fucking video highlighted someone stating that there were 18 and up channels that Ivory was in. And to address something Keemstar said on Tommy C's stream, he brought up, well, if I met someone in a bar and she showed me an ID that said it was 21 and we fucked and turned out she was a minor, I'd be liable. Okay, but like, if you met someone in a bar and you hooked up with them and found out later that they weren't 21, I wouldn't put I really wouldn't like condemn you fucking morally for not demanding to see their ID first. I don't think anybody fucking would. And as far as like the best we can correlate that to for this type of online shit is somebody hanging out in NSFW 18 and up chats.
Well,
where they ERP with people. Where they fucking talk about their sexual encounters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just to address what even Pyro says in the video, right? He sent that person a message saying, "What about the thick version?" And not he didn't
engage sexually.
Ask them to draw it. He said he didn't ask them to draw it. You know what I mean? Yeah. He didn't. It doesn't seem like he had any input on the drawing at all, right? What to highlight, what not to highlight. That's all he said. Granted, look how it looks. Is it something that could be, you look at it, is it sexually suggestive? Sure. That's fair to say. But again, here's the thing, right? It'd be very interesting to see that argued in a court of law, right? Your Honor, I represent Mr. Pyrocynical.
Yeah.
Your Honor, art is suggestive.
Art is suggestive.
Art is suggestive. Art is subjective.
Yeah, art is subjective. That's it, yeah, fucking kangaroo.
But the thing is, look, looking at it, yeah, sure. One could look at it and see that is it sexually suggestive? Sure. Pornographic, I think that's a bit of a stretch, right? Because it'd be different if it was like, he asked this person to make him drawings of, of furry, sexcapades or something, right? Where there's hardcore penetration happening. I think then you have something there, right? That's a little bit more like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
Real quick, Black Hat. I believe Colossal's Crazy made a statement saying he thinks it's bullshit, the allegations anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Keemstar addressed him too. Yo, Aura, you know about this shit. Does Keemstar call Colossal clown?
Yes.
Then he addressed him in the Tommy C interview as well. And he said some interesting things about that. In regards to that. So yeah, that's interesting.
It's pretty clear not everybody is in agreement here. And I don't think people were in agreement to begin with. Right. And ignoring legitimate criticism to the statements being made was a really stupid way of handling this. And, I've credited people I think have given honest takes on it, even if I don't agree with their conclusions, even if I find them to be disingenuous in other aspects, because I've said I agree with what the things that Diorio are saying as far as like how he interpreted this, because I was coming up with the same interpretations from the get-go.
Sorry. Go ahead.
But it's pretty clear that other people in that same circle have taken this to just be, if you disagree, then you're just a fucking stupid Pyro stan and fan and whatever.
Yeah.
Highly, highly disingenuous. Now, he's going to do something later on this video that's really going to piss me off. I know he's not making a statement on it. But
breathe, bro. Breathe, brother.
The best thing that Pyrocynical did in his response was finally admit that he fucked up in a way that felt at least a little bit sincere.
Now, I do want to directly say something to Ivory and apologize to him and to anyone else that I did the furry roleplay garbage with. What seemed consensual and reciprocal may very well not have been.
But a lot of that is negated by him continuing to twist things, especially my own words, and this situation to bend to a scenario where he is a victim. A few weeks...
I mean, buddy, listen to me, man. You really shouldn't have said proving Pyrocynical's guilt. That's not twisting your fucking words. And you really shouldn't have gone off on implying that he was still going to seek a sexual encounter, and then in the same fucking breath condemn people for making the statement directly. You asshole. That's not anyone twisting your fucking words. You put that into your own fucking video response today.
Yeah. And AJ Groomer. Wow, sorry.
Yeah, what the fuck?
He wrote groomer. Shut up and listen. Ivory talked about how the stans believe that the wrong people and that the people are trying to support a groomer. That's why I called him a groomer. I slandered AJ Gamer.
No.
Like I slandered him. Cancel.
Oh, you fucking hammered him, bruh.
Yeah, it's the last fucking word I read. It's his fault for quoting it.
Good job.
At least I fucking take my shit back. Goddamn, double down. You shouldn't have wrote it in quotations. Like, fucking.
Holy shit.
Weeks ago, he was spreading bullshit about Ivory, and now he feels bad all of a sudden. The accusation of Pyrocynical being a pedo or a groomer has been dropped for weeks by most people, and I have rarely seen anyone of importance saying this. A few people may assert it or imply it, and I want to take control of this right now and say that I don't support anyone calling him a pedo, because there's no adequate evidence to say that. And to claim it...
Okay.
Right here we go
after
again.
Pyrocynical's response went off to call him a pedo. You can't fucking walk away from that and say no one substantial is saying it. It's fucking hard, dude. God damn. Like, fuck, dude, he's literally saying it. Jesus Christ.
No, he's saying it in a way where he can't get legally hit. You got to commend him for that. Such a good person.
He's been around on the platform long enough to know how to say something without actually making himself legally liable for the statement.
I don't think he gives a shit about anything, to be honest.
Turkey Tom is done with everything, guys. You can't be fucked to care right now.
Look, here's the problem with trying to put all criticism as just being stupid pyro stands and shit, right? And I've credited fucking Turkey Tom when my video was out and he tagged me on Twitter with his response to the legality argument and everything. I think that was an honest attempt to address some criticism that he was getting. But to be fair, a lot of the addressing of criticism towards Turkey Tom initially was just straight up calling everybody a pyro stan or a fanboy. Now you're seeing a ton of fucking backlash for shit that was legitimately just being ignored by majority of people in commentary. It's been building up, and now Turkey Tom, who's made himself the centerpiece of this shit, is the one taking all of it. And you can get your buddies to back you up to say, "Oh, this is a great response and everything." People are not with you, and the commentary community, including Keemstar, are not large enough to shield you from this shit. Address it directly. Potentially unlist the video and do a proper fucking response. Because I've already pointed out like things you could like make this entire fucking argument and just clip out probably about 5 minutes of bullshit, right? And I would say you aren't going to get the same level of fucking backlash.
Thing that I have made false allegations against Pyrocynical is simply untrue. My document points to a body of circumstantial evidence that leads me to believe, in tandem with other situations, that he knew Ivory's age, which frankly I still believe.
Yeah. The fact that he addressed it as circumstantial evidence now, I think that's interesting because before everyone called it just straight up evidence. Like it was some people even called it irrefutable. So,
well, the way he titled it on his, tweet, it kind of just leads it into that direction, right?
Yeah.
It's like proving Pyro is guilty, right? So like, what the fuck are you trying to get out with that, dude?
Proving he's guilty, debunking every argument
or
every defense. When the Reddit post was directly related to allegations.
When you do that, right, you might as well call him that because that's what you're insinuating. Like the only logical reason you're not saying it is because of the legal repercussions, And I know, Tommy and Nick are gonna dance around this and whatever the fuck they do, but that's just the only logical reason I see. It's like. Why,
Tommy C going out there saying, "I don't want a lawsuit, so I'm not going to say it."
Yeah, he blatantly said it. Like he's like, "Yeah, I know you don't, and neither do these guys, right?" But Keem, he's the one with like the most balls for all this shit, right? But that's because he's a fucking millionaire. So if Pyro wanted to take him to court, Keem would be like, "You know what? Fuck it. I got a bunch of money. I don't know what to spend it on. Let's go."
No,
he's got a very nice house.
Outside of the clip, people do call him that.
Didn't Keemstar do a whole fucking music video with like production value and everything?
I don't know.
Dollar in the Woods.
That guy's
Dollar in the Woods. That was it.
He's loaded.
Yeah, he's fucking loaded.
He's the Don. That's why he's the Don, right? He's the Don of the commentary.
I'm criticizing Keemstar, and we can clown on him and say like he's done shit wrong before and he's promoted false shit. And he's walked people through some pretty fucked up statements. Mm-hmm. I will say this. He's been on platform for a very long time. He knows how to survive. And I do think that he is legitimately smarter than most people criticize and give him credit for.
Yeah.
Just to be fair here, because I know I'm being highly fucking critical of Keemstar. I do think that the man knows what he is doing.
He's a marketing fucking genius almost, dude.
Oh, he is. I was actually really upset that H3 got his fucking G Fuel sponsorship taken away.
Yes, I know. We covered that heavily.
Because he's the only reason why I wanted G Fuel in the first place.
Yeah.
They got good stuff on there. Generally.
Yeah, but now without Keemstar, they're shit.
You can't just go Keem. Like, where's my 10%? He doesn't like you anyway.
By Pyro's video, but his apology never would have happened if I hadn't made my videos and released my document. All that would be out there would be his Reddit post, which I personally was not satisfied with his response. However, I'm not blameless, and there are two concessions that I'd like to make. Firstly, I'll apologize for my comparison to red kiwis from my original document. That wasn't a fair comparison to make. I had some friends of mine reach out to me about that at the time that I released the document, and you know what? That's completely fair. These two situations are not worth putting side by side, and it wasn't right of me to do so. Additionally, Pyro's...
Okay, and as much as I've been critical of Turkey Tom, I'm actually really glad that he addressed that. Okay, I want to give him praise for addressing that directly and saying that it was an unfair comparison. Okay, I am willing to say when someone does the right thing. I was really grossed out by the fact that he tried to make that comparison in the first place. And I know other people have stated he never should have done it, even if they side with Turkey Tom. So credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
His point about him being suspended on Twitter was fair, and it made a few of the points in my document significantly weaker. A decent portion of the document was dedicated to claiming that Pyro knew the age when he was 15. Admittedly, Pyro did a good job of defending himself from that in this case. However, when he was 16, Pyro admitted to having known about his age and continuing to talk to him in his video. And even apart from that, he doesn't even come close to making everything incorrect.
Okay, so I want to address that right now. Oh, Merry Christmas Eve. Thank you, Caddis. Merry Christmas Eve to everybody. It's officially Christmas Eve where I live, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Okay.
Clap.
Clap.
There you go.
But I do want to talk about this really quick, right?
Yeah.
Tommy C, who has ridden this shit like crazy, talking about how nobody would ever defend it, on stream, in addressing Keemstar, legitimately argued that 18 and 14 are literally high school students. I would say that there's a bigger condemnation for someone who's 18 engaging with a 14-year-old, and Tommy C defended it by saying, well, you're talking about high school students. But he's ridden this fucking argument about 20 and 16, which is literally the same fucking age gap. And again, we're talking about age of consent at that point.
Yeah.
So it grosses me out that he has this harsh fucking stance. And then in a chat with Keemstar where he's feeling nice and fucking casual, but he's not going to be fucking attacked or anything, goes on to say, well, 18 and 14 is literally fucking high school students. Holy shit, dude. Good fucking job. Good fucking job there, because you were riding that shit like fucking crazy. And then went on to fucking defend it. Because you felt safe. Because you felt fucking safe. And you can turn it around, you can spin it however you fucking want. And I'll just play that clip back to you nonstop and do 2016, 18, 14. 4 years, go fuck yourself.
Okay.
No, I'm being serious here, right? Because
I didn't even say anything.
To see him go like, well, she's 18. Who cares that this dude double her fucking age was waiting on her to turn 18 from 17? Then she's an adult. And then you went on you had no fucking consistency, man. You don't. The only thing consistent here is that you fucking hate Pyrocynical.
So would we be able to call Tommy a flip-flopper based on all this shit? Like, just out of curiosity.
As of now, I would say he's being super irrational, almost like a Karen. That's my
that's just fucking beautiful.
I'm curious. What is those guys' stance on Onision then?
I think they don't like him.
Does he get the same kind of courtesy? I'm just curious.
As far as I know, like they shout on Hanson and they're like, oh yeah, fucking from what I recall, They're like, oh yeah, fucking Onision's never been arrested. Fucking Chris Hansen has. Like, they spend more time dunking on Hansen than fucking Onision, but whatever.
Yeah, no, like I gotta say this.
Oh,
right?
so the argument might be consistent there then.
Probably, dude. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I think it's wherever the popular. I think it's wherever the popular fucking eye goes. You know, is where they tend to go. But that's just objectively looking at it from the outside. I don't really know what their intentions are.
I mean, I gotta say though, they put all their eggs in this basket, so they're not gonna let it go. And shifting the fucking goalpost to say that, well, nobody's arguing he's a groomer. Fucking Ivory is, and Ivory is calling him a predator now. And he's the initial accuser that started all this shit. You can't. We're not saying that, dude. Again. He titled the fucking Google Doc, which was in response to the Reddit post, which was a response to grooming allegations, proving Pyrocynical's guilt, debunking every defense.
I got a message saying that that they may have sided with Onision because Shiloh called Nick a predator. She alluded to him being a predator, so then that's why they kind of all just like.
That's convenient.
It wasn't a general opinion of the guy. It was that they wanted to hurt Shiloh for. Yeah, it could be. That could definitely be a thing. But I do remember that Nick was questioning Sarah. Shiloh got involved. She used hashtag deplatform predators on Nick DiOrio.
Oh, dude, I was totally on DiOrio's side throughout that shit because that was fucked up.
Same. Damn. And the entire community stopped covering the Onision shit, and then they started dunking on Hansen.
The time that the original screenshots were released, Pyrocynical never explicitly stated in his Reddit response that he kept talking to Ivory, simply that he didn't have his age in his bio until he had turned 16. This is because he felt he didn't have to, so his fans gave him the benefit of the doubt and assumed that he had stopped talking to him. But once more evidence came out in my videos, he had to admit it. There was no tiptoeing around it. And my document itself is a small portion of this greater picture.
The amount.
Okay, this is the part that I really think, I don't know why you put this fucking clip into your video, but to be clear here, right? I said I thought it was a little disingenuous in his Reddit post to say he never knew the age of 15, but then acknowledge 16, but never actually say that he knew the age of 16.
Yes.
I said it. I agree with Turkey Tom on that point. But again, that's not a lie. That isn't. Now, disingenuous, sure, but certainly not a fucking lie. Right?
Yeah.
Now this part
of deceptive, fabricated bullshit to leave his greasy lips is absolutely astounding. Firstly, let me give you an example of how Keemstar is a liar by trying to expose me as some kind of furry.
Bro, is this the part you were talking about?
Oh yeah.
Bro, I told you it was going to be in here before he released it.
Let's take a step back in time.
I know you did. Look, he doesn't actually directly point out the part where he called Keemstar a liar for calling him a furry. He just put that part into his fucking video. I'm sorry.
To establish.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Nobody has any fucking right to know what's going on in someone's bedroom unless it's illegal. You don't. And again, Turkey Tom, if you get outed as being a fucking brony fapping to My Little Pony and shit, and you flat out deny it, even if it's true, and then later we find out that it is true, I'm not going to sit there and condemn you for lying to your audience. Anyone, it's just fucking human, does not want their personal bedroom shit out there
publicly
in public for everyone to fucking discuss.
Yeah.
And it was pretty clear Keemstar released that to humiliate Pyrocynical. All you did was prove that Keemstar has no fucking morals and is willing to engage in the most tabloid level bullshit to take out people that he doesn't like. So good fucking job. Now go on to defend Keemstar.
Yeah, I know.
In 2016, Keemstar rather notoriously accused Pyro of having a relationship with a 15, 14, 13-year-old French girl.
Pyro
and this topic too.
was trying to hook up with a 13-year-old girl from France. All right, that he was technically like a pedo or a weirdo or something, right?
And as you may recall, Pyro succinctly debunked these allegations. He highlighted how Keem couldn't seem to keep her age consistent and traced it back to 3 anonymous individuals who he claims admitted themselves to not know what they're talking about in this video.
And if that wasn't bad enough, Keem is now trying to spread even more bullshit, saying that I'm dating underage girls and saying outright on stream that I'm a pedophile.
Public perception of these events is that the entire story was fabricated by Keem as some sort of petty revenge for a youth.
Okay, we addressed this already. Keemstar's trying to dig back into this fucking well, and he said on Tommy C's own stream, nothing fucking sexual.
And that's the most insane part, because it was incorporated into this guy's video, and then they kind of just like play it off in Tommy C's stream. So like now fucking Turkey Tom's getting the heat for it. Why didn't they stop him? Like, why didn't they stop him from including that if it's going to lead to nothing?
Maybe he was meant to be the sacrificial lamb all along. To die for their sins.
It's kind of fucking looking like it right now.
Put it in there and never acknowledged he didn't actually have any shit about it.
Yeah.
Keemstar said himself, nothing sexual.
Dude, I feel bad. I'm not going to lie. I feel like they did Tom so dirty right now by like fucking letting him put that in there.
But we're going to go through it. So his essential argument here, because I want to play through the entire thing, is going to be that he's handled these allegations with the French girl the same way he's handled the Ivory allegations.
Yeah, I know. They're trying to correlate it. I knew.
The main issue there is, with one, you're talking about fantasy erotic role play, and the other, you're talking about nothing sexual at all.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, there's no fucking correlation as much as you try to shove it in there.
And they both lead to nothing. Well,
not just that. I mean, all it did was prove that Pyrocynical would not engage with a fucking person under the age of 16 sexually.
Mm-hmm.
And in the fucking DMs that or text messages or whatever that Keemstar showed in 2016 that he retweeted recently, you can clearly see that girl is unhappy with Pyrocynical because he wasn't waiting for her.
Judge Crow, I have a question.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Wouldn't that be a moral decision?
Let me
not engage with somebody that is not age of consent.
Well, yes. Let me address that right now for the for the people in the courtroom.
Yes, sir,
yes. It would be a question of morality right there. But as we've already seen, some of the people who made the hardest moral arguments have completely discredited themselves on this point. And I really think it's a moment of clowning themselves to the public. But that is my ruling on this case, that these people don't care about morality. They're just a bunch of pieces of shit.
Ding, ding, ding. There you go.
Is that good?
Senpai's fucking like takes and shit. Like when Senpai inserts his fucking commentary.
Oh man, I mean, what can I say? I'm just very blunt.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
YouTube conflict. Apart from the fact that multiple aspects of this call-out later turned out to be flagrantly false, like Keem supposedly leaking Pyro's face despite it being in multiple public videos already, few know the actual evidence towards the French girl allegations. On June 11th, 2016, 2 days after Pyro's video...
Okay, I gotta be honest with you. Why wouldn't you just show the entire thing? Because you can see you didn't, though, LOL. Then you didn't give a shit. Right?
Yeah.
They didn't ever attack. Like, dude, it's clear. It is fucking clear in that fucking message that Keemstar thought was his big own that girl was brushed off by fucking Pyrocynical, who did not want to engage with her until she was at age of consent. And she said, you didn't, though. You didn't wait for me. It's pretty clear that he flat out ended things with her, and that there's no sexual exchange going on. And Tommy C even went on to fucking defend it. You absolute idiot.
Video. Keemstar tweeted out screenshots from the French girl in question in which Pyro plainly stated that they had a relationship and that he was happy to wait for her to turn 16.
Like I said, I was happy to wait for you to hit 16. You didn't, though. Do you not see that, man? Do you not fucking see that? Do you not see how that discredits what you're trying to imply here? And then Keemstar, in all his fucking benevolent stupidity, goes on to confirm that nothing sexual was exchanged between the two. Not even fantasy erotic roleplay, or anything even close to it.
Dude, I don't even think,
I don't think Turkey Tom actually knew that. I honestly don't think he actually even knew that.
That's probably true. That's probably
because Keemstar Here's the thing, right? You want these people to expose themselves, put them into a chat with each other, right? Where they all feel like they're just fucking huffing their own bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like fucking, because Tommy C, that same fucking stream goes on to talk about how 4 age gap isn't that big of a deal when someone's 18 and fucking 14. You idiots. You fucking idiots.
Because it's very coincidental. Tom's fucking, what is this, a response? His response drops today, and then Keemstar posts today, I interviewed the French girl. You know, like, that's why I kind of don't think he knew.
I don't think he knew.
The beginning of the clip, it's like, oh yeah, you were never together. You know, like, you were never in a relationship. I'm like, oh, okay.
This implied that there was far more merit to the allegations than first believed. But how would we know that
The
the screenshot
Keemstar
is
just
real?
confirmed
Well,
that there
Pyrocynical
weren't.
himself confirmed that they were when
Ooh.
released. On his subreddit, he wrote a long
Big,
response to the leak, where
ooh.
instead of denying their validity, he tries to explain away each message point by point. He claims that the relationship was just a friendly relationship, and that he only said relationship once in the screenshot. However, he then states that he was happy to wait for her to hit 16, meaning nothing sexual transpired, and he was happy to wait for her to reach the age of consent if they were to ever have a proper relationship. So they never had a relationship, but he was waiting for her to reach the age of consent just in case, and then admitted in later edits that he didn't even know what the age of consent was in her country, something that he seemed so ardent about in his current video. Pyro then reveals he'd since contacted the...
So about Ivory, like, it's like...
You want the correlation there? You just argued the fucking correlation that proves fucking Pyrocynical is not willing to engage with people who are minors in his country.
Mm-hmm.
Way to fucking go. Way to fucking go. And it is very different because in the UK they don't treat people that are at 16 as minors. And I get Tommy C tried to argue, well, it's America. Your audience is American and they think differently. And then you went on a fucking stream to say that there's not that big of a difference between someone who's 18 and 14 because you put them in high school together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but that was fucking brain damage. I swear. And you know what's really cute is that entire stream you were all fucking hype. Fucking hype for what you were saying.
Everybody was, dude. The entire commentary community is full of bloody vultures. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they are. You know, that's why I don't fucking trust any of the people in that circle. I'm like, I'll trust Diesel, right? But everybody else, holy shit, man! You got to think they're gonna stab me in the back one day, or at some point.
They already fucking hate you, so don't stab me in the back. They'll stab you in the front.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I still like. I'm gonna be honest. I still want to be friends with Augie, right? I think me and him, we could have a lot of very good conversations. You know, a lot of chemistry.
Never go out to a bar with Sen.
Yeah.
You don't trust any drink he gives you.
I don't trust any drink he gives you, Augie. Sends the real problem here.
Listen. Me and Augie, we're gonna have a good time. Okay, we're gonna chill. We're gonna laugh.
He's admitting to it.
We're gonna watch Brave Little Toaster, Augie, and you're gonna liking it. All right, like.
Shout out to my cute little puppy Augie. I love you, man. I love you.
I hate everything that's happening. Play the video.
If I can destroy you on D Live.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna be so fucking. I'm like, they're gonna kick you again, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah, I always get kicked from these guys. Like, I always come in, have a good time, but they always want to kick me for some reason. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, I laughed.
To ask a screenshot, to which she denied and believed to have been hacked. I'm not going to speak to the circumstances surrounding these allegations because I know there are people behind the scenes who are involved in reopening their files on top of files, but I wanted to bring it up to highlight just how much it mirrors the current allegations. Pyro manipulated the situation to make it appear baseless. He made it seem as if Keem had entirely fabricated the story, not acknowledging in his video that the girl did in fact exist. Once Keem produced evidence and he couldn't deny the relationship anymore, he tried to discredit the message through attacking the leakers, implying that they had hacked her account and that they simply had a vendetta. Pyro's fan response was similar, assuming the messages were fake because the dates were written in European format. You know, something you'd expect if one of the parties lived in Europe. And to this day, even those closest to him think that these messages are fake in spite of him never flat out denying it and admitting to them being real. Pyro has a pattern of behavior in which he rides off the benefit of the doubt. He will fabricate the best excuse he can based on the known evidence, then adjust it when more information comes out. At first, it was Keemstar lied. It's all made up, and Pyro doesn't even mention whether or not the girl exists. He simply calls Keemstar a slanderer and says he's looking into legal action, which, of course, never happened. He turns the situation into a meme by making jokes about it and making fun of Keemstar, as he did in the present day by having Colossal read his DMs and laugh at them. It makes it all seem a lot less serious. Then, all of a sudden, once Keemstar produces the screenshot, now he runs back to his Reddit to respond, where very few of his fans will actually see, and he'll be less pressed on the subject. Now, the French girl exists, and he has to produce these fantastical explanations for the entire situation. The exact same thing he did today.
I mean, to be clear, it's not that fantastical when Keemstar goes on to fucking confirm that nothing sexual is going on between the two. You idiot. You should have never trusted Keemstar.
You should have waited. That's what I'm saying. You rushed it you released this shit too quickly, man.
Yeah, this is kind of like the worst capo I've ever seen. What the fuck, dude? You should have taken, like, you know what? No, I'm not giving you any advice. You just fucked up. You just fucked up.
Tom, did you not kiss his ring hard enough?
Kiss the ring hard enough, Tom? What the fuck?
Oh, man.
I'm just saying, like, that's why you should never rush responses, particularly.
See, I gotta admit, like, I gotta just say something right now.
Mm-hmm.
I really do wonder if anyone's gonna comment on this stream, because I've already been told that I'm irrelevant and a nobody.
Yeah, dude, I commented about that, and I never got a response to that, actually. So whatever. I'm tired.
Yeah. I mean, dude, look, listen, your irrelevancy is nothing compared to mine. Tommy C literally made a fucking stream dedicated to me. So, you know,
Bro,
I'd say I'm more relevant than you. You know what I mean?
I told Sen, I was like, they're taking your video way too fucking seriously to be like trying to fucking like debunk it point by point. I'm like, bro, it's just like Sen just garbling shit sometimes, you know? Like he's like, hey, and then fuck this person for this, and then he'll use words that no one's taught, like knows what he means. Like, so he'll say capo, and I know why he's saying it, but it's still no sense. Like
some people actually do
the fucking meaning of the word.
No, some people know what because it actually has like an underground meaning of sorts, right?
I know what it is. I know
Aura does the research, so he knows what I'm talking about. I've seen some guys in my comment section. They're like, "Oh, I wonder how many people are gonna understand what you mean by capo."
Yeah,
there's some people that know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, anytime Sen uploads a video, if you take it overtly seriously.
Thank you, sub dude. Some dude just subbed.
Oh, dude, thank you. We appreciate it.
I have a question. When him putting that in his video, you know, kind of further add to the credibility of Pyro's claim that has been that he did not know that kid's age. Right? By him confirming the age of the girl, doesn't that just add like more credibility to that? Because that was one of the big things before, right? Before was that he had to have known that kid was 15 years old, when clearly you see an instance where he's actually trying to confirm confirm age on more than one occasion. It appears, you know.
At this point, all you've done is confirm, or at least lend credibility to my statement that Pyrocynical never had any reason to assume Ivory was a minor.
Pog Juice, Senpai, Pog Juice wants you to notice them.
Who?
Pog Juice.
Yo, what up, Pog Juice? You've been noticed.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's wrap up this video.
Even link this Reddit post in the description if you'd like to check it out. At what point will we admit that the hard truth is just that, the truth? For most Pyro fans, probably never. And why are people so accepting of Pyrocynical's response? Because they want to be. His own subreddit has been spreading lies about Ivory and me for weeks, and his original response on Reddit.
I'm sorry, what?
The subreddit put out that fake shit about Ivory on the Steam comment.
Yeah, but like one of the mods took it down.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and he's still harping about it in this video. Okay.
Yeah, no, like that's the thing. It came up on the subreddit and a mod deleted it because someone was like, hey, can you confirm this is true or not? So I clicked on the link and it was already deleted.
Yeah, good shit. So, thanks for updating that, Turkey Tom, but whatever.
Yeah.
Hi, Rev. I noticed you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I admit that there's a lot of stupid shit that gets said on the subreddit, right? Yeah. I'll freely admit that. But when someone's spreading misinformation, they've shown that they will actually take it down. So if your argument is like, oh, it's just It's just these Pyrocynical fans, they'll never accept it.
Yeah.
Shut up, man. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I've already said the only video I've ever watched from Pyrocynical is literally his fucking response, and I've been critical of this situation from the fucking get-go. You cannot dismiss people being critical of you and pointing out the flaws in what you were saying as just being fucking fans of Pyrocynical. If that's how you were going to handle this situation, take all the fucking abuse and backlash you're getting and complaining on Twitter about how you're being criticized, because it just doesn't fucking work. It doesn't hold any water. People have legitimate criticisms to what you're presenting, right?
Yeah.
You've already acknowledged that you fucked up with the Kiwis thing. So clearly it's not just people being critical of you. They're just a bunch of fucking Pyro fanboys. I get that's so fucking easy to say. I get it's the easiest way of dismissing the criticism. But at this point, you need to fucking actually face it head on, right? You do, because you've made some serious fuck-ups in your response to this shit. As Aura said, you rushed it out there, and you should have fucking waited. You really should have fucking waited.
Yeah.
And you should have, especially when you saw Ivory put out a response out, you should have put your video on hold and talked about that in your video.
He should have waited to see what would have came from the fucking French girl thing, because I feel like this was supposed to be the big drop in gotcha.
Yeah,
French
but
girl
already said nothing sexual was going on there,
and now
who's argued the morality of this shit like crazy. Well, 18 and 14, that's basically people in high school.
And now Turkey Tom has to take all the heat. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he should have waited. You shouldn't have just taken that piece of something to link it to this thing to be like, this is totally going to work. And then the guy who fucking brought it up is like, oh yeah, there's nothing really there.
That was satirically bad.
With no
Reddit
points
was
worth
full of
addressing.
victim blaming and twisting the truth without really taking responsibility for what happened, which I stand by, and that's why so many people went on to pick it apart. If he was so happy to victim blame the first time, why am I supposed to believe that all of a sudden this current apology is sincere?
I'm sorry again. I've said this definitively, and I'll die on this fucking hill. Ivory is not a victim. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Here, and he feels so bad. The original conclusion that I reached in my second video was not that Pyrocynical was a groomer or a pedophile, but that he was so depraved that he was willing to talk to basically anyone in a sexual manner, regardless of age. Here, Pyro is clearly afraid that some of...
Okay. I've addressed this so many fucking times, dude. And you put it into your fucking video, and it's one of your weakest fucking arguments that you can possibly have. But let me just read the super chat first. Hell, I was probably one of the biggest Pyro stands, and since the allegations came out, I was actually on the fence about the situation, so that's bull.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of people like going at me in my comments section talking about how they were big fans of Pyrocynical, and since these allegations came out, they just couldn't watch them anymore. And then later turned around and said, oh my God, what did I say? Right? And I don't blame them for falling for this fucking bullshit. I don't, because if you're not, you got to look into what they were fucking saying.
Well, it's like I said earlier, right? A lot of people have a knee-jerk reaction when they hear certain words associated with the person. You know what I mean? To the point where it elicits an immediate response from people where they don't even think, they just act, right? You hear a word like groomer, pedo or whatever, right? Rapist, any predator. Of those words, predator. And yeah, people or predator, whatever, people's immediate, oh my God, well, I don't want to follow this guy if he's these things, right?
Nobody wants to be the person who's defending the pedophile.
Exactly. Nobody wants to be the person that's defending a perceived scumbag, right? That nobody wants to be that person. Well, so they, of course, they have that knee-jerk reaction.
It's like I was saying, when you see these like woke people expand the definition of racism so they can accuse everyone being a racist because nobody wants to defend the fucking racist. But at this point, that argument's lost so much fucking weight because they accuse literally everyone of being it.
Yep.
I mean, it's the same thing.
That's what happens.
You're expanding the definition of pedophilia and grooming to this absurd fucking degree, right?
Yeah.
That's why Pyrocynical accused him of being a groomer, right? Because these allegations, these accusations, the ERP and everything is enough to damage Pyrocynical.
Yeah.
Calling him a fucking groomer was enough to deal serious fucking damage. And Turkey Tom going on to say that he's proven his guilt. Oh, fucking boy. Oh, fucking boy.
It's like the girl who was like yelling at Ricky Berwick because he used the word retard, right? But then she takes it a step further and she's yelling at him, calling him like pathetic and shit. You know, and like she's like, "Oh, how dare you be rude to disabled people, you pathetic disabled person."
And the thing is, like,
guy who can't use his legs or arms.
Yeah, yeah. Fucking dare you.
He's gonna go back on to saying like he doesn't want his stuff getting out to Keemstar, right? And he's gonna imply that this is the actions of someone who is not innocent, because he said that in one of his videos.
The people he did this role play with are going to come out about it, and says he did it with so many people he can't even remember. I'm willing to bet that Pyro was so depraved and lustful that he was willing to talk to just about anyone, regardless of their age. And what did Pyrocynical say in his response?
When I was 19 and 20, I liked to take part in this degenerate furry role play with pretty much anyone that would reciprocate. And looking back on it now, the word cringe, that doesn't near do enough justice to how sad this all was.
Oh, weird. So is Pyrocynical innocent? Is Tom the master manipulator?
Well, yes on both counts. But let's just talk about this, right? Yeah, he's going into NSFW 18 and up chats where they're engaging in fucking roleplay to roleplay with these people. That's why he never confirmed Ivory's age, because he had no reason to assume he was speaking to someone who was underage at the time. And when he found out, he's sitting there going by his own laws, 16 is age of consent, and they treat that age differently than we do in the United States.
Yep.
Well, that's the other thing too here is, right, that he's what he's saying, right, to what this guy's saying in this video. He's also presuming, how does he know that he didn't try to confirm the age after the fact? You know what I mean? He's presuming that he still didn't ask for age at some point in time down the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though he's saying, I get what he's trying to get at by saying what Pyro's saying here. Oh, his words are damning. Like, his words are damning here, right? Because he said he would engage with anybody. That's still not to say that he still didn't try to verify some of these people's ages after the fact, or even at the beginning, right?
I want to just address this real quick. Wasn't the 18 up server debunked? What do you mean? It wasn't. All right. The debunk is that there was an 18 up server, but Turkey Tom's debunk of that was literally a statement in which they said the server wasn't 18 and up, but there were 18 and up NSFW channels. Meaning, if someone was in there, that's the thing, right? It's a very sneaky, shady fucking argument. And Turkey Tom put into his own fucking video where the guy is saying flat out there are 18 and up channels in the server. So yeah, I don't know. But
well, the thing is also is think about what he's saying. That he's making the implication that by Pyro saying this is that he would knowingly, like, that he was the intent was always to try to, like, engage with whoever, right? With anybody underage, stuff like that. That seems to be at least a soft implication here, right? And the thing is, again, you don't know for sure if even though Pyro says this, yeah, and look, maybe there is something there, right? Maybe he actually didn't care, right? That's totally within the realm of possibility. But again, what else is in the realm of possibility is that maybe he was also still asking for age. I mean, you've seen a pattern. They talk about a pattern of behavior, but I see a pattern of a guy who actually does try to find out how old people are as well. I mean, he's asked. I mean, and that's proof that this guy himself provided in this video.
Yeah.
That he has asked people before. So it's not a thing of like he just, he never asks, even though Pyro is saying it's like, I wouldn't engage with anything, but obviously that's not entirely true, because it obviously did matter enough for him to ask people, right, when he was engaging with them online.
Yeah,
he made it a point to.
Oh, sorry, because I was gonna say, wouldn't a counter to that be like his girlfriend making the statement that like, he does this all the time or some shit like that?
Yeah. That he does what?
That he does the role play stuff with people like that all the time, like without checking age or something. I forgot what the hell she even said.
No, she said that he does that stuff all the time in regards to erotic role play.
Yeah, role play.
And that's been expanded to, he does this with everybody. Like, it's pretty clear he does try to verify the age when it is in question and there's no way of verifying if he's talking to an adult or a minor. He didn't do it with Ivory, but I mean, the solid defense to that, which Turkey Tom provided by showing the screenshot, is that the server where they met, it was not 18 and up a server. It had 18 and up a channels.
Yeah.
And Ivory was in there. he had no reason to assume at the time he was talking to a minor. Now, he's taking responsibility. He said, I should have verified the age before engaging in the fucking role play. But, I mean, again, to address what Keemstar had said, if you went into a bar and hooked up with somebody and turned out they were a minor because they snuck into the fucking bar, like this dude was sneaking into these 18 up chats,
yeah,
I would not say that you are morally in the wrong for not checking fucking ID first. It's pretty clear he goes through the effort to do it in cases where it is questionable. I always said it's reasonable for him to have assumed, based on that the person he was talking to at the time was over the age of consent. And when he did find out he was 16, so well, it's legal in my country, and yada yada yada. I wasn't really talking about having sex with this person. I get where he is coming from, but if you want to use that as an argument against Pyrocynical in terms of morality, Tommy C fucked that entire shit up by saying on stream, "Oh, 18 and 14, that's literally being in fucking high school with each other."
Yeah.
In his country, that's 16 is the age where they start to go to fucking university. They graduate and go to fucking university at that point. It's different. It's different from over here. Man, this whole thing's been just bungle fuck.
It has.
Even if Pyrocynical's claim, which that he did not know the age of Ivory at the time, is true, he had absolutely no excuse not to. And that's probably why my document was so widely spread. I'm willing to say
he had no excuse not to. He did, you asshole, and you put it into one of your fucking videos, dude. You put it in.
You know, hold on. You know what I think? I think Tom and these guys, they bank on the fact that their audience, they're just going to forget about what they said or anything that's happened like a week ago, right? That's how low they think of their audience. They're like, I can afford to make mistakes because they won't fucking remember. They won't do the research.
I'm pretty sure Tommy C is going to turn around and go like, well, there was nothing sexual going on between 18 and 14-year-olds, so that's why I made the statement that there's no big difference between an 18 and 14-year-old engaging in a relationship. Shut up, man. Dude, you bungle fucked that shit up so hard because you were just beating your chest. You took fucking this Sen guy out, right? You demolished him.
For a minute.
I was in there, you had a moment, and you just let it fucking slip out like an idiot.
Yeah. I mean, when people get emotional like Tommy was, I mean, they let things slip out. So, I mean, it's unfortunate. It's kind of unfortunate.
I mean, it's fortunate for fucking Pyrocynical because I guarantee you, fucking that shit's gonna get clipped and played again and again and again the moment he tries to argue that this 4-year age gap is totally immoral. And like, I'm gonna fucking point out that this idiot thinks that it's okay for someone who's twice the age of a 17-year-old to wait till she's 18 to fuck him. Like, it's not about a legal argument at that point. You go, well, that 18's an adult, so in his country, they're fucking totally okay with any type of sexual encounter. You want to argue, well, this is America and it's different. No, it's really not. Because like 34 fucking states are fucking 16.
Apparently, yeah. Just found
I didn't even fucking know that.
I didn't know that until this fucking situation. There's so much things I learned that I wish I didn't know.
Most people didn't even agree with it completely, but did have an issue with the irresponsibility of him using his platform that way. This is enough for me to say that Pyro is deplorable. As for the accusation that I'm just biased, which isn't something Pyro said, but rather implied, it's something that I've seen a lot of people say, that means nothing to me. I was a fan of Pyrocynical, saw these accusations, and I went into them believing that Ivory had completely lied. I came out on the other side with the opinion that apart from minor exaggerations, he was telling the truth, and that the comment
he accused him of grooming, you piece of shit, dude. I already said, I thought maybe it was just incompetence, right? Like legitimate fucking incompetence. Like you did have a bias, right? You did have this notion in your head, and you looked for evidence to justify it. At this point, especially based on this response, including the Keemstar shit, and trying to breed legitimacy to the fucking French girl shit and everything, I've got to say now, at this point, I really do think it's malicious. I really do think you're doing it because you wanted to take this guy out, right? Well, not because you hate him or anything, but because easy fucking target, and you promoted false allegations before, man. You have, which we're going to bring up once we finish this. And if you want to say that's an unfair statement, I'm sorry, but trying to say that him and Ida were soon to be fucking girlfriend, boyfriend and shit, as if that lended credibility to your argument when that was clearly untrue and you didn't even acknowledge it. Now, you can acknowledge that they were close friends. You can say, I made a mistake there, but they were clearly close friends. I would have even accepted that, but you tried to just walk right past it.
Yeah.
It strikes at your fucking credibility. And I gotta say, this comes across as legitimate malicious. When you fucking say that you wanted to leave it open to interpretation for everybody, and your title is proving Pyrocynical's guilt, bro, that doesn't fucking wash at all.
Well, like the thing is, this response doesn't really bring strength to anything. It doesn't bring anything new to these whatever you want to call it, allegations or whatever, right? He's only going at the points that Pyro was picking apart and tried to strengthen it through like speculations, like, oh yeah, well, he said that he couldn't have had sex with Ivory because they're going to a public venue. That doesn't mean he can't. I'm like, what is that? What does more speculations have to do with anything? Like, show me something that he did plan to fucking have sex with Ivory to substantiate that point.
No, instead he heavily fucking implies it, and this is the only thing he debunked were people making a definitive statement. I'm just implying it.
No, yeah,
I don't support definitive statements.
And
implications are A-okay.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, we didn't say that." I'm like, Tommy C blatantly fucking said that, yeah. And based on circumstantial evidence, he made that statement. But it's a direct response. That's why he uses Tommy C's fucking video.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right.
Well, he wouldn't fucking put it in there if he wasn't just talking to Tommy C.
Yeah. Now, look, I want to get through the end of this because we only got like 2 minutes left. So I'm just going to play it the entire way through. We'll give final thoughts, and I want to bring up this stuff from Max here. Okay?
Yeah.
Commentary community had fucked up. My original issue with all of this was that the word grooming was being used as a scapegoat for all of the accusations being completely false and Pyro doing nothing wrong. And in the end, what has happened again? While Pyro admits some wrongdoing in his video, his fans claim that his response was never bad in the first place. They don't criticize him for what he admits to doing, instead proclaiming him innocent in my comment section. Right back to where we started. Ivory is harassed and called a clout chaser and a liar, and now I'm also called a clout chaser and a liar. While none of these people have justification to do so, other than that Pyro gave a response.
Hi, Tom.
Whether it was good or not wasn't going to really matter to these people. I've said that Pyro was irresponsible with his platform and deserved to be called out for it. No one was doing it, and now people are excusing it again simply because he responded at all. The community at large is made up of spineless fools who will constantly flip-flop on issues rather than actually having a solid opinion. 1 minute he's completely innocent, 1 minute he's framed by the public. It's just pathetic. People claim that Pyro...
Did you go focus on like a tiny fucking channel? You asshole. Dude, I've had the same opinion on this from the fucking start. I think Sen's had the same opinion.
Same, though. And like...
None of us are fucking fans of Pyrocynical, so go fuck
yourself.
Get bench, you fucking bitch. I can't stand that fucking you asshole.
Tom, you're the one in fucking group calls with 9 other men, right? And I'm like, I'm not doing that. You need 9 other guys to help you with a fucking mediocre-ass video. Shut the fuck up and sit down.
Dude, I fucking hell, man. Look, as far as calling you a liar, like I pointed out where you flat out, at the very best, heavily made implications based off absurd assumptions off statements that people have already said are untrue.
Well, it's stuff that can't be substantiated, right? So,
well, not just that, but even Ivory's own statements on it debunk what Turkey Tom is trying to fucking imply.
Yeah.
That's the accuser to say like, the grooming. That wasn't really, the grooming was the major thing people had issues with, man.
Yeah.
God damn it, dude. If your argument is essentially, well, I don't believe anything Ivory was saying, but still I find what Pyrocynical did to be wrong and deplorable, I would even say, well, you know what? That's an opinion. And it's up to morality subjective. Make of it what you will. When you go out there with a document titled proving Pyrocynical's guilt off allegations of grooming, at the very bottom say, well, I can't definitively say he isn't. Fuck off, man. Seriously. You want to Pyrocynical is right. You put that shit at the very fucking bottom of the document. You could have literally put it at the very top.
No, that was the same issue we have with West Most.
Proving Pyrocynical's guilt, and then right at the fucking top. Well, I cannot definitively state he is a groomer. I would like to present the evidence to everybody.
Yep, evidence.
Well, it's a thought. It's a thought that people are going to be left with, right?
I mean, come on.
That's what people are going to infer the most, right? As a final thought, because it's the final thing they're seeing, right? That last little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't want some fucking idiot to go out there and make this statement. Well, that's not really a fair criticism. I mean, you're really just saying the formatting. No. It's pretty fucking inherent what Turkey Tom was doing there. Ah, God damn it.
Proved everything and that my videos are now null, and that everything is paper thin. Pyro's video itself managed to convincingly disprove one argument. The rest he admits to. He acts like a victim when the reason all this happened is his own fault, because as an adult, he sexted minors on Discord, and there's no real wiggle room there. Hats off to another YouTuber who has to admit to being a sexual degenerate. Lots of people have seemed to claim that I am merely a clout chaser who is insulting Pyro and going after him for views. If you take one look at my backlog of videos and the work I've collaborated with others on, it's obvious that I have time and time again defended people who did not deserve the hand they were dealt. YouTubers who have had completely false allegations made against them. I know these allegations inside and out, and that's not what is happening here. I have much more to gain from lying and saying that Pyro did absolutely nothing wrong, and that Ivory is a clout chaser. That is exactly what the majority of the public wants, but that's simply the wrong thing for me to do, and I will not. There is a long history of degenerate, unjustifiable behavior from Pyrocynical. This story is far from over. Thanks for watching and listening to what I have to say. I've been Turkey Tom, and until next time, leave me alone.
God, it's far from over, man. It's far from. Got to keep the drama going, man.
I have much more evidence to yada yada yada.
You gotta wait for the Dawn to make his grand entrance, you know.
So, Max, right? He was in the chat earlier. He sent me some stuff on Discord. I just want to read out his statement here. Okay, Tom also called me a pedophile and used fake screenshots from 2017 and claimed it was from people that knew me, but in reality it was a YouTuber who wanted to collab with me, and I said no, was kind of rude to him, and he started hating me. Then fast forward a bit, someone sent him fake screenshots and a fake picture of my face, and he decided to run it and make a video about it. He's called Silent OW. Silent Now? Whatever. But he has taken down the video since 1 to 2 years ago, but Turkey Tom had no problem using them in his video on me and acting as if it's a real, and also phrasing it in a manner that makes it sound like the people who posted it were people who knew me, were friends with me, when it was people who hated me. There's a lot of other false statements and things out of context in Tom's video, but I never responded to it because I don't want him to get attention. Point being, Tom is not very credible and will lie, over-exaggerate, twist things out of context if it benefits his channel or views. He's very cancerous. Let me just show. This is the screenshot, and I guess he saved it. So
Senpai covered it. So
he's going after a lot of 1 million boys for some reason, huh?
So to be clear, Turkey Tom in the past was more than willing to attack people with false information and misframe things who were very large YouTubers. He has removed the screenshots from the video on him.
Guys, pattern of behavior, man. I'm seeing a pattern of behavior here.
Son, of course.
Hey, I'm just using their logic, mate. They want to do this.
I'm not, you know, I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, I want to thank everyone for tuning into the stream today. Thank you, Sen, for the comedy on Tommy C's stream today. That was
no problem, man. No problem. It was fun for me too.
Everyone, if you're subscribed to the channel on January 1st, oh shoot,
God bless.
Thank you so much to everyone who's subscribed to the channel so far. If you are subscribed, you drop a like, or not a like, you drop a comment on any of the videos that we've uploaded. We're going to be doing a giveaway for 3 video games. Originally was Cyberpunk 2077, but at this point, it's any video game that same price range. All you have to do is be subscribed, drop a comment on the video. You'll be entitled to the raffle for that, as well as one additional video game will be given away to our Patreon members. Okay, another raffle. What?
1 second. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Black had brought it up. I was going to say this while it was ending. Someone go back. Did Tom say sexted or not? I'm confused. Yes, Turkey Tom did say sexted, and that's a problem I was going to bring up. I'm like, he wasn't sexting a teenager. He was role playing with this fucking guy on a server. There's a difference, you know.
Well, not the Turkey Tom.
Not the Turkey Tom.
Turkey Tom.
Whatever
sounds worse is basically what Turkey Tom's going to roll with. So yeah, I'm sorry, dude. This was a terrible fucking response. You really should.
I don't know why, but that reminded me. Has anybody ever seen that clip of the wrestling guy that it's real to him? You ever seen that?
Yes.
You did. So doesn't that remind you? It's real to me, damn it.
He died.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He did?
I think he
Oh,
died.
that's a conversation for another time. But that doesn't that, the whole thing, saying that it's all the same. It's real to me, damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're done. Apparently, Turkey Tom also called Mr. Enter a pedophile. So make of that what you will. It doesn't seem
I
like
have the video already.
It doesn't seem like he has issues attacking. Check it out on Senpai's home channel.
I will be covering it. Yes, check out my channel, please. also, Crow. It's only Sen now. It's Sen because it just rolls off the tongue so much better.
Rebranding.
Nobody can say "Notice Me, Senpai" anymore.
That's true, but you know what? It doesn't matter because say it with me, guys. Sen. Doesn't it just roll off the tongue really well?
Whatever you want.
Let me just be clear here, right? Because we're gonna end right now. Go to Sen's channel, check it out, because we'll be covering more about this situation as well. But to be as clear as I can here, right?
Yeah.
Turkey Tom has absolutely over-exaggerated situations before. He's absolutely been willing to call people out with bad information, false information, misinformation. He has done it before. Does that mean that he's 100% doing it all the time? No. The fact of the matter is, though, he has made serious mistakes before, and he's made a major mistake with this situation with Pyrocynical.
Subscribe to Steve the Live. It's almost Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Check out Steve D Live's YouTube channel. Steve D Live. Check him out. Great guy. We really do appreciate him. Hopefully he'll be back on the stream soon. Anyways, guys, Merry Christmas and have a happy New Year.